Champions of Europe finally! History made in Istanbul! The treble complete! The greatest story in club history has ended! And what a final chapter!
Hello everybody and welcome back to Typical City. What a game we have on our hands here, guys. I'm so nervous, I'm not going to lie. I was reading through the chat, a little scan through the chat before I came live, and some of you are not nervous whatsoever, and I commend you. I'm green with envy. I can't believe how chilled you. I've had like 12 poos today. I mean, 4 of them were Curry related, and the other 8 were Spurs related. I'm pretty sure of that. But still, you know what I mean? I'm absolutely dreading this game. I feel like we can do it. I feel like we are going to win. I'm still confident that we're going to win. It's just, you just never know, do you? It's just one of those crazy games that we've gone so far in this season unbeaten. And I mean, we're not even talking about going unbeaten tonight, are we? We have to win. It's not a case of let's not lose. It's a case of we must win. And I really want to win for the sake of putting down that performance. Most importantly, as well as what I'm thinking about this title race, is the performance that Arsenal put in against City at the Etihad this season was very defensive, parking the bus in a title race. That if we drop points now or against West Ham, they will look back at this season and think that was the right thing to do, to park the bus. And it got the point they wanted. It prevented City from beating Arsenal, and away they went, and both teams away they went effectively. And City continuing their unbeaten run. And we're now in a title race. But if we go and win all our games, that just goes to show that winning is more important than not losing. And that's a statement that needs to be echoed to all of those people that consider the Invincibles a better footballing side than the Centurions, which couldn't be further from the truth, to be honest, because the Centurions won 100 points. This game's about winning. The game is about winning. And, yeah, I'm hoping that we can do it tonight. Anyway, good to see so many of you in the chat nice and early as well. We had some comeback kings getting a bit giddy. Subscribers only, so he's obviously not a City fan who's decided to subscribe to the channel, leave a message and then leave. As you do, mate. I mean, their hatred for Manchester City it knows no bounds now, doesn't it? Mahmood, good to see you. Adam, Legor, come on City. Dudley, Abdel, Adam Lee, good to see you, mate. James as well, good to see you. Fan of the Invisible Man. We're not really here. I won't be here in half time, knowing me. I'll probably be having my 13th poo of the day. So we'll have to wait and see what happens at half time. You can speak to the chair, and then I won't be here. The Invisible Man will have a chat with you. Him in the chat as well as me, the man I'm leaving behind, which is invisible. Shadow Viper, good to see you as well. And Isa, Section 20, Karen. Yeah, good to see you, Hannah, as well. Ryan, Ben, Verico, Wigan, Fear God. Anyway, yeah, Timmy, good to see you guys as well. It's lots of you. Scott as well, good to see you as well, Scott, mate. Anyway, team news. Spurs making quite a few defensive changes. Let's get it straight, because first of all, is an introduction to a player I've not really seen much of at all, is Radu Dragusin. I imagine he's playing at centre-back, which therefore pushes Van de Ven to left-back. Very strong Van de Ven, but more known his attribute for being quick. So playing him down that left-hand side, trying to nullify anything that Kyle Walker might potentially bring down that side. But I don't really want to see Kyle Walker coming down that right side. I want to see City... I don't want to see Gvardiol coming. I know he scored And I said it in my preview, I'm not keen on the idea of leaving two at the back, like we've been doing a lot this season, making us vulnerable. The transitions are going to be key in this game. Now, what Spurs have got in midfield is more of a physical midfield. So starting from the back, Vicario in net, Pedro Porro, Romero, Dragusin and Van de Ven at the back four, Sarr, Højbjerg, Bentancur, the middle three, the front three on the right, Brennan Johnson, Son in the middle, and I imagine Maddison's on the left, which is odd. So what I was just saying about counter-attacking options, Maddison's a brilliant player, a technical player, but he's not the quickest. He's not going to be carrying that ball 30, 40 yards and leaving Kyle Walker in his dust. He's going to give Kyle Walker every opportunity to get back. So maybe there's an opportunity for Kyle to get forward, but it's never really been both. We can't do both because Akanji's going to be pushing into midfield. We can't have Walker coming down the right and Gvardiol coming down the left and leaving Diaz on his own at the back. That's not going to happen. So at least one of them has got to stay at the back while we go forward. And we've dealt with the transitions reasonably well lately, especially against Fulham. There was a couple of moments outside of the domination that we showed against Fulham. There was a couple of moments where I thought, they're in here, Fulham. They've got a potential opportunity to mount a counter-attack here, and they didn't, and City dealt with it really, really well. Well, it wasn't always Kyle Walker as well, and Gvardiol was getting back reasonably well, and that's a role for Gvardiol that is really difficult. So, the engine that Gvardiol's going is not... Things we didn't sign Gvardiol for were his stamina and his goal-scoring ability. Do you know what I mean? But he's got them in spades, mate. He's got them in abundance. So that's just two wonderful cherries on the cake for me, because Gvardiol we can't expect this from Gvardiol throughout the rest of his career, goals and bombing it up and down that left side of the pitch. Maybe the second one, the latter, but goals is something we don't want to get used to seeing from Gvardiol. But I wouldn't say no to one today. Absolutely not. Team news for City: Ederson, Walker, Diaz and Gvardiol, Akanji and Rodri in midfield, Kovacic and De Bruyne are ahead of them, Foden on the right, Bernardo Silva on the left and Erling Haaland up top, which is 11 out of 11 for my predicted starting 11. So I'm buzzing about that, but I felt like it was quite easy to pick this team. It's the winning formula, with what happens to Nathan Ake against Fulham. I felt like it was an easy team to pick. To be honest, I think the players themselves have warranted a place in that starting 11. My only thought process going into that predicted starting 11 was the minutes, the fact that we played on Saturday and we're playing again on Tuesday. You can see the fact that Spurs played later in the day. How much of a difference is a few hours going to make? Probably a fair bit, to be fair, at this level of football, but not a huge amount. But they have made quite a few changes. One was forced because I think we'd be seeing Basuma in midfield rather than either Højbjerg or Bentancur. But they've got a very physical side, very defensive-minded side there for me. I don't think I've ever... When have we ever seen Spurs field this many defensive-minded players? Bentancur's a bit of a middling number 8, isn't he? He's a bit of an all-rounder. Sarr's more defensive, little bit more defensive than going forward. He tends to like to sit in front of the defence. Højbjerg is definitely defensive. So I'm surprised that there are so many defensive players on that pitch, considering what was said after the Chelsea game, the Spurs-Chelsea game, when they went down to 9 men and everyone criticised Postecoglou for all of for the approach that he took to that game, this gung-ho, sitting on the halfway line with 9 men. Absolutely mental. Crazy, crazy football that it looked crazier because there was 9 men. He hasn't played that aggressively even with 11 men, but what he said after that game was, this is the way we play, and you won't see me change. Oh, I'm pointing at the team news if you're wondering, because I feel like he has changed a little bit there. The one game of the season that is concerning me is the fact that this looks like he might be going a little bit more defensive, looking to try and hit City on the counter, potentially. There's not enough speed. That Son is fast. Brennan Johnson can carry that ball. Sarr, potentially, but other than that, they're not... Van de Ven coming down that left-hand side would be pretty difficult to deal with, but anyway, it's... what a game this is going to be. Half-empty stadium, is it, Nasir? I hope so, mate. And that whole debate, by the way, of Spurs fans or Spurs not trying... I didn't hear anyone say anything like that about the Arsenal. Were United fans getting grilled? For the last 48 hours, it's just been relentless Spurs fans being interviewed non-stop about why don't you care? Why don't you care? Do you think the players will care? Do you think the players will care? Yeah, they'll care. Do you know what I mean? They're professionals. They'll absolutely put in a shift tonight. It might not be to the 101% that Manchester City are going to try and put onto that pitch because there isn't as much to fight for. They could still technically win the Champions League, though the odds are pretty slim. Their odds of getting Champions League football are about the same as us winning the Premier League if we drop points tonight. You know, so slim pickings. But you know full well this team are going to come out and put in a shift. I never heard a word. And do you know why that is? Is because the mentality is like, oh, look at City, getting the rub of the green again. Lucky City, going up against a Spurs side that are not going to try hard. The excuses have already been written. If we win, if we beat Spurs, that's what people are going to say is Spurs down tools. They gifted Manchester City the title. Can you imagine if one Spurs player scores an own goal? Can you imagine? Oh, there'll be uproar, won't there? They'll be like, oh, corruption of the highest order. Like, get that player banned for life. You know what I mean? It will be an inquest into to the brown paper bag job that Manchester City, probably Pep. Some people will say Pep probably handed a brown paper bag of money over to a player to score. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if someone thinks every single fucking player is going to score an own goal in this game. I hope they do, because that would be wonderful. That would be extremely good. I would welcome it with open arms. But they're not going to do that. We need to respect that. I spoke to the missus after the United game this morning about it, in fact, because I was so curious about this mentality that we're talking about here of not wanting to win, not wanting your own team to win. And I asked her the question, how did you feel about the United game and the Arsenal game? And she said 1-0 felt about right. You know, because it was like there's nothing to fight for United. 1-0, as a United fan, you don't want to get humiliated. You don't want to get battered in your own stadium. But she said 1-0 felt about right because that way it keeps Arsenal in the title race and doesn't gift City the title, and United don't get humiliated. So I understood that from a fan point of view. But there's no way those players go onto that pitch with the same mentality. But the fact that my missus said such a thing, I didn't hear any United fan get asked that question. Did anyone else see any United fans getting asked that question? No, because they were playing Arsenal. Because they wanted United to roll over in that game. The world wants Arsenal to win this Premier League. Because they don't want the repeat of Manchester City doing it 4 in a row. And part of me understands that to a degree. But when you go this far and start pushing it about fans and agendas and intentions and commitment to the cause of your own football club, nah, mate, it's not happening. Not happening at all. Spurs are going to put in a shift, I'm telling you right now. Jeff, thank you so much for the super chat, mate, and it's good to see you as well, mate, because I'm nervous. I need you, Jeff. I need you. Foden brace, Kovacic goal, Haaland goal, City 4, Spurs 1. Been a great season watching with the typical City community. Thank you, Jonny, for a fun and warm environment to cheer up the Blues. To cheer the Blues on, City till I die. Jeff, you're an absolute legend, mate. What a legend you are, Jeff. Thank you very much, mate. And that's a good point. It has been a good season. That's one thing. There was someone else, I think it was Philip. I can't remember. I think it was Philip who said it earlier up in the chat. Good to see you as well, Marie. And Church of the Poison Mind. And Timmy and Hans as well. Good to see you. What was I going to say? It's been a good season. Win, lose, draw. You know, some people will put all this season's quality. I understand trophies are what define seasons more often than not, but let's get it straight. It's been a good season. We've played well. We've come all this way. You know, teams are out, by the way. They're going to get us underway in a minute. It has been a good season. If we do not win this league, and even if we don't win the FA Cup, we've not been bossed by Arsenal. You know, we're taking them to the wire. We are taking them to the final day of the season for the 4th time in a row. Okay, and we've gotten to the FA Cup final, back to back, games underway. So this has been a good season, whatever the result. But come on, City, let's fucking have it. Wearing my kit today as well. They're all in black and laser blue, well, lightning blue. But Spurs going straight back. Want to see what the setup is. So it does look like Van der Ven has gone left back, and Ragusin's already booted one out for a throw-in. Probably. Oh, look at them. The camera's straight onto the Spurs fans. Straight onto them. The hate being shown. Like, just wanted to hear what they were saying about the Spurs fans. But apparently it's a half-empty stadium. A few of you said it in the chat. It seemed reasonably full to me. I saw something going round on Twitter as well, with someone attempting to buy a ticket, and the purple dots on the stadium are all the available seats, and there was an ocean of them. Do you know what I mean? Which is weird. I can't see. This is their last game of the season at home. You always turn up last game of the season, don't you? You have a good send-off. But Spurs knocking it about reasonably well here. Someone's not got the memo. You're meant to be shit today, Spurs. What are you doing? Passing that football to one of your own teammates? How dare you? What is going on here? Knocking the ball around. Ryan, they are saying loads of Spurs fans are wearing the sky blue away kit. No way, are they? Well, Vicario's got his city blue kit on. He always does, doesn't he? As a goalkeeper. But yeah, 1.5 minutes in, all Spurs. Nothing to speak of from an attacking point of view, but I mean, they did take kick-off in fairness to them, so they've had the ball ever since. There's Basuma, who's injured. Coming forward there, Josko Gvardiol deals with it. City have got the ball now, back with Edison. What's he doing? I thought he was cool as you like. I've still can't settle. Do you remember when we first signed Edison? If you were at the ground at the Etihad, you will definitely have felt the nervousness, and the unsettled crowd whenever Edison got the ball, because we just weren't used to seeing a goalkeeper dangling carrots in front of forwards and playing it so dangerously. You know, what we saw is dangerous. Eventually we got used to it. Haaland's one-on-one here. If he can win that ball, he's won it! Bollocks, referee! Absolute bollocks! Haaland's just gone into a one-on-one battle with Romero. He's won it, out-strengthened him, knocked it away. Haaland was one-on-one. Referee felt sorry for him and blows his whistle. Fucking bollocks, referee. Absolute bollocks. It's not a foul. Haaland would have been one-on-one. No, are we going to see one of these games? This is the stadium, isn't it? That's one thing I also wanted to say, is this is a stadium that we've struggled at, but at the end of the day, I'm not a big believer in those things. I'm really mixed on my superstitious ways, to be honest, because there are times where I'm like, really believe it. Like the Oil Club hoodie, for example, I was wearing it religiously. I took it off, wore this against Fulham, smashed them. So I'm wearing it again. But in terms of like at grounds and things like that, it's a patch of grass that we're all playing football on, you know? Bit of communication would have been nice there between Edison and Diaz, but Diaz has dealt with it. You know what I mean? It's a patch of grass. We're playing football on it. There's no reason why this patch of grass is any different than another patch of grass, you know? Especially at this standard. It's like a bloody carpet. Foden in the middle here. He's had the ball taken off him by Højbjerg. So, and plus, we won in the FA Cup. Don't forget that, earlier this season. But in terms of the Premier League, we have never scored a goal in this stadium in Premier League history. So, let's get on it. Wigan, sorry that you're 1 minute behind, mate. Feel free to sync up. Clock's still working. I think it was, can't remember who it was. Are we nearly at 15,000 subs? Nice one, section. That would be good. Before the end of the season, that would be quality, getting it to 15k before the start of the season. So please drop a like on the video. Helps other people, other City fans or other non-City fans who are interested in what I've got to say and what's going on in the world of Manchester City. So drop a like. It helps spread the word about Typical City, as well as subscribe if you're new. But yeah, 15k before the end of the season would be amazing. What are we on now? I'm hoping to get to 14.9 tonight. That would be good. Obviously, we've got one game left as well. West Ham. That's the thing. This feels like the Newcastle game. It's been very cagey so far, by the way. Spurs have got the ball now, back with Vicario. Do you remember that when I talk about the Newcastle game, I'm talking about 2012 Newcastle game. The game before the QPR game. The game that was going to be the really difficult one. That proved not to be that difficult in the end. And the difficult game proved to be the QPR game. Long ball over the top here. Brennan Johnson, one-on-one with Gvardiol. It's into the middle. It's Bentancur. His shot. Edison saved. Fucking hell. Tipped it over the bar. It was straight at him. One you expect him to save, but the space that Spurs were able to find there. I mean, Son has just drifted all the way over to this left wing. Bentancur comes in as a late runner from midfield, gets to the edge of the area, Lampard-esque, drives it, and Ederson tips it over the bar. Corner ball, Maddison to take it into the box, back post, nodded just away by Gvardiol. Højbjerg, Son, now down the left-hand side, he's got Bernardo Silva and Gvardiol to beat. He tried to pass it between the two of them, but they got in the way. The ball's with Højbjerg now. Long ball over the top to Brennan Johnson. Haaland's looking to win it. He does. Big defensive header. Can De Bruyne keep that in? He can't. Throw in to Spurs. Good from Haaland. Good to see that. Getting back, doing a bit of defensive work. 6 minutes in. Successful passes in the final third. 8 for Spurs. 0 for City. So we need to get hold of this ball. We've not really had any sort of passes together yet. We've barely strung 3 or 4 passes together. But I felt like we started like this against Wolves. I felt like we started like this against Fulham. And then we scored out of nothing. I do feel like the goals have come out of nothing in recent games. And we very much need that in this game. Just any sort of goal will do. Get us settled, relaxed. And you've got to take your chances in this game. I'm hoping there'll be quite a few of them as well. Rodri there, just getting that ball out to Kyle Walker. Yeah, who was it who said, someone said we need to see a De Bruyne masterclass. I completely agree, because he's drifted in the last couple of games. He's not been shockingly bad or anything. It's just not the De Bruyne we've come to love. You know, he's not really delivering in terms of output. But I showed the stats for his last game. Long ball over the top here for Kyle Walker to chase. First chance for Manchester City. Kyle Walker coming forward. Why is he not thinking about the shot? But here it is. Kevin De Bruyne. Shot deflected and it's gone just wide. Not sure that was even going in from Kevin De Bruyne, but it's ricocheted off. Who's it come off? Because Kyle Walker looked like he was jogging back then. And he's miles offside. Yeah, miles offside. Kyle Walker. Has it been given offside? I presume that's why they're all jogging back. Don't know why Kyle Walker's not shooting there, though. For me, there was no one getting in the box quick enough. But the flag went up for the initial run from Kyle Walker. Good to see you, Jan. How are you? And Clara as well, and Katrina. Big save, Isa. You're absolutely right, mate. Juji, do I do FPL? I do almost every year, and then I do it for like 5 games, forget about it, fall behind, and then give up. I haven't looked at my team since before Christmas. Like, I just haven't got the time. I do really enjoy it. 1 year, like 5 or 6 years ago, I finished in the top 2% of the world, which is a pretty good achievement. 2% of the world. And we're talking about millions of people playing. So I was really pleased with that 1 year. But it's luck. A lot of it's knowledge, but a lot of it's luck. You know, you're gambling at the end of the day, aren't you? You're predicting who's going to do well and who's not going to do well. So I got lucky, in my opinion. Because I applied the same logic the next year and I was awful. Like, I didn't do anywhere near as well. So you just need a bit of luck, don't you? Long throw from Kyle Walker down the line. Haaland at the byline, down by the corner flag, keeping it in. Dragusin looking physical and up for the fight with Erling Haaland. He's got the ball back. He didn't get it off Haaland, though. He got it off Bernardo Silva. Kovacic nearly getting caught on that ball. Is Sarr going to win it? He has won it. He's sending him down the left wing. Akanji's with him. Kovacic there, mate. You needed to be stronger. Akanji, big fucking foot from Manuel Akanji there. Vital as well. Foden coming forward. That's a foul. Another foul. He skipped over both challenges. Sends Bernardo Silva down the right wing. Coming inside now. Bernardo. Foden. Bernardo. That's 2 bad touches. And then he's fouled Højbjerg. Oh, sorry. Maddison. Alex watching from Silver Spring. Good to see you, mate. Tuning in from USA. How do you pronounce? Is it Maryland or is it Maryland? See, in England that would be pronounced Maryland, but I'm pretty sure it's like you sort of like mumble it a little bit, don't you? You go Maryland like that. I don't know. Talking utter shit. But yeah, we've got Jack Grealish on the bench. We've got Nathan Ake on the bench as well, which is... I'm surprised Nathan Ake's not playing, to be honest. If he's fit enough to be on the bench, maybe it's just precaution. I imagine we'll see him against West Ham. My voice might go a bit earlier in this game as well, because I've started managing the football team that my lad plays for. They've asked for a coach, and I've been nominated to be a coach. So I spent my afternoon, well, late afternoon before this game, shouting at a bunch of 7-year-olds. Not nastily, just like, just raising your voice. And I can feel it already. So, hopefully my voice will survive. Going all right, Franz. How about yourself, mate? Roy's watching from Norway. Big up to Roy in Norway. Maryland. Right. Shouting at kids. Pretty much what I was doing. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Some of them are little rummans as well, like real like troublemakers. They just don't listen. Do you know what I mean? My lad's such a good boy, and I'm bound to say that because I'm his dad. I'm bound to say that. But when I ask him to do something, he very rarely doesn't do it. He might need telling once or twice, maybe 3 times, but he'll eventually do it. Some of the lads that I'm training, Haaland was in a massive gaping space there, and De Bruyne could have sent him through. Some of the lads that I'm training, though, you're like, right, stop that. No. And their parents, the lads' parents are watching, so what am I going to do? I'm not going to bollock them in front of their own parents, and their parents are like texting or whatever on their phone, not paying attention. So I'm like, can you tell your lad to do something, to not do this? Anyway, Kyle Walker is going to go out. Oh, he kept it. He's just sent it out for a throw-in to prevent it going out for a goal kick. That looks to be an option. So it looks like we are sending Kyle Walker forward in this game. He doesn't seem to be involved in the build-up, though. It's more a case of see a gap, get in there, Kyle. If you see that right channel open with acres of grass to run into, you get in there, mate, and make sure you shout, because Rodri or Kovacic or whoever it is in midfield is going to look for you and find you. Phil Foden turns. De Bruyne, edge of the area. Haaland takes it off him. Shouldn't have done, to be honest, but we've still got it just, and now it's a throw-in. I don't know why Haaland took that off De Bruyne then. De Bruyne looked like he was going to go through onto his left foot on the edge of the area, but Haaland just took it off him. Rodri out to Gvardiol now. So I haven't really. That's the first time I've seen Gvardiol past the halfway line, really, in build-up play. Diaz. Back to Edison. Gvardiol keeps it in. Kovacic, fucking hell, mate. Got some studs on, mate. He slipped in a vital area as well. I thought he wasn't even going to get it. Foden gets that ball out to Kyle Walker. Like I said, acres of space for Kyle Walker. Coming down that right-hand side. He cuts it back, and it's a poor one. He needed to put more on it. Foden slams his hands into the ground in frustration as Kyle Walker's cutback was the right idea, but nowhere near good enough execution from Kyle Walker. If he fizzes that into Foden, he's got a chance. But the cutback is just dribbles back, and Højbjerg gets it away. Corner ball, though. The pitch seems oddly slippery, says Bam Bam. I like Detective Bam Bam on the case. I love it. Ball in. Oh, fuck me. I thought that was in. Diaz header. I thought that was going to be 1-0 Manchester City. He rose above everybody, and you're thinking, that looks like a bad miss to me. I want to see this again. Oh, no, it's a clearance. My bad. Van de Ven gets on the end of it instead. Ruben Diaz just misses it, to be honest, and it comes off the shoulder of Van de Ven. Completely missed that. It looked like Ruben Diaz was going to get up and go, bosh, 1-0 Manchester City. Oh, Foden, corner ball. In, near post. Fumbled. Kovacic has just hooked it over the... Oh, is it going out? Yeah, it's gone out. I thought it was going to get backspin on the ball then. That's it, Oliver. The only time Walker doesn't smack the ball. He does love to twat that ball, doesn't he? He loves it. It can be quite effective. When he hits that ball hard and low. How many times have we seen Walker do that this season? Kovacic has won the ball back. De Bruyne, you are right, Bam Bam. De Bruyne's just... Foden's in! Oh, what a fucking save. You're taking the piss. Please not one of these nights. Please not one of these nights. Because Foden, the ball just landed to him on the corner of the 6-yard box. Just falls. I don't know if he was onside or onside, but he gets a volley on it. And Vicario just makes himself big. And this outstretched hand up here just saves it out of nowhere. But you're right, Bam Bam. De Bruyne's just slipped again. What the hell was Højbjerg doing? I missed that miss kick. I can't believe he's missed that. It's not even a miss, it's a save, isn't it? But, oh no. That's huge. I mean, what a save. What a save. Son coming forward, it's offside. City have turned the screw a little bit. We're looking at the talk. Akanji and Diaz looked like they weren't going to communicate then. But there's space all over this pitch. We've got to make the most of this. And Haaland's got a lot of it as well. De Bruyne getting caught on the ball. Come on, Kevin. That's it. Nazarene. What are Tottenham doing? Stop trying to save the ball. Yeah. I thought you were here to watch Manchester City win the league. What are you doing? No, I'm telling you right now, they're playing properly. Spurs, they're professionals, mate. They're not going to down tools. They don't really give a shit about Arsenal. It's for the fans, all this. Son sends that Maddison inside. Diaz trying to deal with it. It's Son on the edge of the area. Bentancur into Sarr. Oh no, Brennan Johnson's got it. Johnson, and it's Gvardiol who blocks the cross corner ball. Spurs looking like going to score then. Fucking hell. Unreal save, Vicario, very entertaining so far. Isa says 100%. I'd rather it be 1-0 Manchester City and be incredibly boring. I don't want entertainment tonight. I want boring City winning again. That's what I want. But yeah, it has been an entertaining game, which arguably suits Spurs. I mean, if we can get a 2-goal cushion or something nice, I mean, who's to say Spurs won't take the lead? First goal, man. It's got to be first goal, corner ball in, and Son at the back post. Was he onside? He's onside. He's got the ball down this left-hand side, looking to beat Gvardiol, who's playing right back right now, but he gets the block in again. Well played, Josko. That's 2 crosses blocked now from Josko. Bernardo comes in out of nowhere. Gvardiol showing his strength, gets that ball back, and then he throws Son to the ground like a bag of potatoes. Absolutely love that from Josko. Brilliant. Love that. I don't know who throws bags of potatoes on the ground. A potato delivery man. That is the only person who has ever thrown a bag of potatoes on the ground. Who's ever owned a bag of potatoes? Like a big one, like one of those paper ones. You know, that's what I was thinking. He absolutely is, Section. He really, really is. And it's kind of frustrating that the goals seem to have highlighted his ability. Actually, ball, Højbjerg there coming forward. The headlines have been grabbed, and I did the exact same thing, and my thumbnail said, he's on fire. Did a little bit of a fire. Gvardiol. Anyway, yeah, I did a bit of that with Josko, jumping on the hype train. That is Josko Gvardiol. But it's all about his goals for me. Haaland has got to get that ball off Foden. Shows his strength against Van de Ven. He's going to be slowed down though, Haaland, and it's taken off him by Dragusin. If Foden's ball was a little bit slow to defend Haaland a little bit there, if he got that out in front of him, he would have had a better chance to run onto it. Haaland sort of had to wait for that ball in a really good position. He knew Van de Ven was going to come onto his right shoulder. Just the thump of Van de Ven landing on him like that sort of had to slow Haaland down. He had to do a little Cruyff turn. At that point, Dragusin's got back and gets a foot in. But again, I feel like it's the same either end of the pitch at the minute. I feel like either side could score at any moment. City have probably edged it overall in this game so far, especially with the Foden chance. That's massive. That was huge. But when we come forward, there's space. When they come forward, there's space. It's the game that you expect with City versus Spurs. It's the game we saw in the FA Cup. Foden's rolling around here. Bentancur being called over by the referee. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, it's a nasty one, but not intentional. He kicks the ball and lands on his foot. One right on the top of the boot. And nowadays, those boots, mate, they're just like slightly thick socks with studs. There's absolutely no protection on those whatsoever. And I can testify that. So my lad took a whack on the top of his boot, and he was like, and he was in tears, and I was like, "Oh, oops, are you all right? You all right?" Doing all the usual parent duty, thinking he'll be all right. He'll be fine. Took him the boot off when we got home and the sock off, and he had a big gash on the top of his foot through his boot. Do you know what I mean? So 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds are playing. Like, you know, so these boots, they're just paper. They're paper thin. So no wonder these players are getting injured. But then it's like they need to be so thin so they can be so quick on their feet. And it's why the referees have clamped down on tackles now. Nowadays, it's all about, like, the football, isn't it? Back in the day, they'd be wearing, like, war boots. Boots that would do you well in the trenches. Do you know what I mean? And anyway, ball down the line. Kyle Walker here down this right-hand side, looking for another hard and low cross, and it was a better ball, but intercepted by Romero, who doesn't hang about on his clearance and just absolutely bombs it forward, looking for a counter-attacking opportunity. I mean, he's not been used, but they're still coming forward here, Tottenham. I mean, there you go. That's the mentality that Postecoglou's instilled into this Spurs side. Brennan Johnson on that right wing over there for Spurs is in acres of space. Jonny's a drill rapper. In the trenches, mate. It's quite offensive, that, isn't it? In the trenches, when you think about it. Especially when you talk about football. We're in the trenches, mate. Fucking the actual trenches. Not a chance. I mean, nowadays, who would go in the actual trenches nowadays? We're all a bunch of fucking soft asses, aren't we? We'd all have to put our phones down and stop watching TikTok and go to war. Can you imagine that? Not a chance, mate. Anyway, City looking to, well, we've got some defending to do here because Spurs are coming forward again. Still 0-0, 22 minutes gone. City with the best chance of the game so far. Oh, Foden, that's going to haunt me, that. Until we score, and if we score, that miss is going to haunt me. Because that was big. And we can't hold it against him. I mean, he did the right thing. It was. I'm saying it's a miss. That's save. Let's flip it. Because it was a quality save. Foden looking at the bit. He doesn't have any idea where the keeper is. He's just watching that ball come down onto his boot. Side foot, gets it on the volley, on target. And he knew the keeper was going to go down like that, you know. And he sort of elevated it a little bit. And the one area it goes is right into that big right hand of Vicario. Can't believe it. Rodri looking to press. Good to see you, Devious. How you doing, mate? Your clock is not counting. Pretty sure it is. 23:47, 23:47. Should be all right. Spurs knocking it about at the back. The press from City there was pretty intense, you know. And if they break it, and they have. They're in. It's Bentancur looking for that back post ball. And Gvardiol does a little flick, and you're hoping that, and it's a Spurs player who gets on the end of it. Coming forward now, Gvardiol again. Gvardiol, how many times is this guy going to save us, guys? That's 4 now. 2 crosses and 1 back post clearance, 2 back post clearance, and then a tackle. 5 moments that Gvardiol has taken the ball off Tottenham Hotspur and made it 6 because of the Son one down in this corner flag. This guy, man, he's not scoring goals right now, but this defending that he's doing is another level that we've not seen from him. All season, I've not seen him play like this. Hope he can continue, but the guy's just absolutely buzzing with confidence right now, isn't he? We need to see City. I'm not convinced this press needs to be as intense. We're falling for it, and Spurs, have, although it's new, they're not as good at City at playing out from the back. They've had all season to get used to it. De Bruyne has given it away. That ball was so difficult, Kevin. Going for that killer ball again, and they thread the ball. This time, Ruben Diaz with the interception. It's like, it's on a knife edge, mate. I can't express to you. If you're not watching and you're relying on my commentary for this game, I can't express to you how close this game is in terms of the space and how close both teams are to just getting a chance. A one-on-one. Someone's getting a one-on-one in this half. I'm telling you right now, it has to happen. Ball all the way down. Diaz deals with it. It's an amazing watch for the neutral, but it's absolute torture for City fans, this is. Because what was I saying? Yeah, Spurs have had all season to get used to playing out from the back. Kovacic is giving it away now. He's not had a great start, Kovacic. Akanji getting back. That's good defensive, good communication there, because Kovacic got back, spoke to Akanji, said, you go with the runner, I'm going for the ball. Rodri now giving it away. We can't give it away like this, lads. That's twice now from Rodri and Kovacic. In the middle of our midfield, the heart of Manchester City cannot be giving the ball away like this. Come on. And Kevin De Bruyne a couple of minutes before as well. Brennan Johnson, ball in. Diaz, cleared. Corner ball. Yep, corner ball. Pie, come on, City, 100%. Jeff, you're absolutely right, mate. First half was always going to be a bit dicey. Yep, it's proven that way. Anyway, keep trying to make the point. Spurs have gotten used to playing out from the back. Corner ball. Maddison gets it back after taking it short. It's gone all the way back to Pedro Porro. The fuck was that? Get random noises in this room, man. Son, who's basically on the left wing here. They've not really got a forward, by the way. Something I wanted to mention. That's a Spurs throw, that as well. Oh, he's giving it City. What was I going to say? Son is playing on the left wing. He's not playing up front. So they actually don't have a focal point. So I haven't seen Maddison play on the left. It's like a strange formation Spurs are playing. Gvardiol now's giving it away, trying to feed that ball down the line, and never on that. But, yeah, the point for about the 20th time I'm going to try and make again. Spurs have gotten used to playing out from the back. And you remember the first season when Pep arrived at Manchester City, we struggled. We got used to it. He didn't have the fullbacks he wanted. He didn't have the goalkeeper that he wanted. And we struggled to play out from the back, but Pep didn't give a shit. He was like, we're playing the way I want to play. Whether the players are the right players to do it or not, that remains to be seen. Proved to be not the case, but we play that way, and we're going to get used to it. We're going to keep going and play this way. That season, go back and look at the last fixture of that season. 99% sure in my head, it was Watford. And I think we won 5-0. And then the following season, we smashed the Premier League to bits, playing the Pep Guardiola way. We'd gotten used to it. And it wasn't until the end of the season did we really start to see, with the last 4 or 5 games of the season, did we see City play the way we've gotten so used to seeing them play. Now we've evolved, we've gone beyond that now. But the fundamentals of Pep Guardiola started to come to the surface at the end of that first season. And now Spurs look competent at playing out from the back already. So they are understanding the Postecoglou way now. So for City to press so aggressive, Kyle Walker got lucky there. Van de Ven came flying in. Walker gets lucky and rides that tackle. Ball down the line to to De Bruyne, and he's just poor from Bernardo Silva and poor from Kevin De Bruyne. De Bruyne waited for it. The pass was slow, but De Bruyne knew that it was slow, so you go to it. But the pass could have been better. We need to up our game. There's Foden there, like G'ing everyone up a little bit. Trying to raise the tempo because we've not gotten our early goal here. An early goal is what we've had in, the last 3 games? Pretty sure we scored early against Brighton, Wolves, Fulham. We got a goal within the first 20 minutes in those games. It's half an hour gone, and we've had 1 chance to speak of. And De Bruyne is giving it away again with an aimless little flick. Van de Ven's giving it away, though, this time. Haaland's got it now. Rodri. Kovacic looking for someone on the left wing, but Gvardiola's been told, you don't go forward, mate. You can tell, look, he was looking at that left wing. No one was there. Because Foden's inverted. Now he's gone over there, and he's not really advanced much up the pitch, to be honest. Foden trying to come forward now. Rodri is going to win it. Is he? No, he's not. Bernardo, yeah, he's got it back. Here's Foden down the right side of the pitch. Into Rodri. Rodri needs to turn there. They don't look like they've got the spatial awareness heads on today. A lot of them are getting the ball in a lot of space. And there's no shout for turn or anything. They look like they don't realise how much space they've actually got. Rodri, turn. You've got space, mate. Bernardo Silva now. Diaz. Kovacic. Oh, back to Akanji, but he had to stretch for it. Diaz now. And it's a sloppy control from Ruben Diaz, and it's out for a throw-in. Come on, City. Come on. It's got to be better. Pep's geeing him up now. He can tell. That when Pep does that, you know he's concerned. When he comes onto the pitch and he's doing that, that's Pep like, shit, they're not playing the way I play. Believe, guys. Believe. Keep going. Trying to gee him up. We've got to get that first goal because we need to play calm. We won't need to press. We can just not sit back, but we can play a little bit deeper, not take as many risks, play a bit calmer. We don't need to press. We don't need to be drawn out of shape. And that first goal will do all of that. They score first. Fuck me. I mean, for all we know, this game's got goals written all over it. It could well end up being a 0-0, which would be a disaster. But you never know. Come on, City. Diaz now. And it's fucking awful. It's fucking awful. The communication there, man. Diaz just passes it out. Kyle Walker's gone flying down the right wing. Diaz goes, right, okay, I'll lump it to you. No, I won't. And then he puts his head down and thinks I'm going to pass it to you and just passes it out for a throw. And Kyle Walker's already fucked off up the right wing. Come on, City. I mean, Spurs are pretty sloppy as well, to be honest. They're not playing unbelievable. You know, when they come forward, they've given it away a fair few times. Van de Ven's given it away a couple of times in this left-back position. But, I mean, they've got no nerves. What are they nervous about? Robert wants City to play more offensively. Here comes Spurs, though. Johnson, one-on-one with Gvardiol. He's into the penalty area. Why have you let him do it? In there, ball in. Edison's fumbled it, and it's gone out for a corner. Get stronger, mate. How hold that ball? Got lucky it went out for a corner rather than the other way. It could have gone anywhere, mate. He's got to be holding that. He's got to be holding that. It's a side foot cross that's straight at Edison. I mean, in fairness to Edison, it might have taken a little deflection off Gvardiol as he tried to block the cross, but corner ball. MCFC, City will be better in the second half. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. Corner ball to Spurs. Someone's gone down in the penalty area. It's Kovacic. They've stayed at it. Son. He's sliced it, and it's going to spin all the way. It's going to stay on the pitch as well, and it's gone off Kevin De Bruyne for a goal kick. Oh, I mean, even Kevin De Bruyne started walking towards the area, getting ready to defend that. You can tell. I could tell straight away that's a corner ball. He's given a goal kick though. Maddison's gone fuming at the linesman. Completely agree. I mean, I could see it from here. Kevin De Bruyne all day. How's the linesman missed that? Kevin De Bruyne turns around and starts walking into the penalty area as well. And then looks and goes, oh, goal kick, and starts walking up the pitch again. Why is Ruben Diaz taking the goal kicks? Just to fucking pass it to Edison. I've never understood that. I've never understood that in my life. Why just pass it to the keeper who's 2 yards away from you? I don't understand that. I'd love to know the explanation. There must be a reason for that. But Son's coming forward. He's got men over on that right-hand side, and he's gone all the way over to Pedro Porro. Cross is going to come in, surely. It's come in, and it's Rodri heading it clear. Foden gets underneath it. Touch. Silky. Love that from Philip. Well done. That's a foul as well. Bernardo Silva's going to play on. Here comes Kevin De Bruyne. He's got to win it. Get stuck in, Kevin! He bottled that. He pulled out of that tackle there. It was a 50-50 challenge, and he just went in. He left a dangling right boot. Get your body behind the ball there, Kevin. Crunch him. Smash him. I can't stand bottling out 50-50s. He was worried about getting injured there, mate. That was Romero. I know Romero's going to go through you, mate, but you take it. You take it. You smash him back. Don't care how hard he wants to kick you. You kick him fucking back. Fuck's sake. Kanji there, showing him how it's done, pushing Romero in the back and winning the throw-in in the process. Yellow card for somebody. Who's that? Bentancur. I think that's a foul on Foden about a minute ago when he brought that ball down. That's a dirty foul as well, yes. Definite yellow. Definite yellow. Kevin is so slow, Cyrus says. I mean, I said that straight after the injury. As soon as he came back, one of the first things I said, doesn't he look like he's lost a yard of speed understandable. The guy went through surgery. Plus, he's on the wrong side of 30 now. It's an inevitability. You slow down. It's life doing its thing. Kyle Walker's yet to show any of that, and he's got the ball right now. But in terms of Kevin De Bruyne, yeah, he's definitely showed that he's lost a yard of speed. But that was never his game. When Walker loses his speed, he's pretty much got to retire. Kevin De Bruyne could keep playing for another 4 or 5 years as long as his technical side of his game stays polished. You know, you've got to stay polished, Kevin, mate. And you definitely can't be... I mean, he's never going to say, look, I'm a hard tackling midfielder, but I can't stand it. As someone, I love tackling, mate. I enjoy a good tackle. Not going to lie. I can't stand it. It drives me insane when I see someone pulling out of a tackle. And he did exactly that down that left-hand side. But Gvardiol's got acres of space now down the left side with Walker coming a bit forward down here. They're both almost parallel in line with each other there. Walker back to Ruben Diaz now. Get it back to Edison. The press from Spurs is intense. There's 3 pressing Spurs there, which means we're going to find space in this game, and we're not doing a good enough job of it, in my opinion. Bernardo Silva trying to find Rodri there, and then he sticks his hands in the air hoping for a foul. Never given. Højbjerg now's coming down that left side. Edison's ball, and he takes it. Walker with a good bit of defending there, trying to get in the way of Højbjerg. Gets the crossing, but he put him off enough to not get a strong enough cross. And it trickled through to Edison, who's rolled it out to Rodri now. Gvardiol down the left side. Kovacic slowing the game down a little bit. I think that might be what's needed, to be honest. Then suddenly, let's explode. When we see the opportunity to do it, let's do it. But City are slowing it down now. 37 minutes gone. It's been intense. Kevin De Bruyne. He got lucky. Rodri saved his bacon there. But City are getting coming forward now. Good. Gvardiol dinks one all the way over the top for Bernardo. He's got space. He brings it under his spell. Bernardo Silva looking to... He's got 3 Spurs players to beat there. Walker now looking to whip one back post. That's Gvardiol. Oh, and it's over the bar. He's gone for goal. He should have been cushioning that down across the face of goal to Erling Haaland. But, I mean, it's a hard enough technique to just get anything on it in that position, to be honest. But he looked like he was going for goal. And really, he should be trying to cushion that across the face of goal to Erling Haaland. But Josko, who are we to judge Josko Gvardiol's finishing ability? As of late, the guy knows where the back of the net is. So, keep going. Jan, thank you so much for the super chat. Blood and sand, City age, mate. Come on, City. They do us all. They do us all, Jan. Wouldn't be the same, though, would it? You know. Imagine if... It would have been nice. Don't get me wrong, I would have enjoyed it. But imagine watching Arsenal lose to United at Old Trafford. It's not quite the same as doing it in the game that your team's playing in. Do you know what I mean? And watching them win. I said the same. Kovacic has slipped again. Luckily, Spurs are in their own half still, but they've given it away. De Bruyne. Rodri. Foden. Kovacic. Needs to up his game. Kovacic. I mean, he's actually slipped more. That's not really like... He needs to change his fucking boots. That's what he needs to do. Get some of them lethal rugby studs on. Those studs that are like knives. Ruben Diaz has got away with murder. Got caught on the ball, and they're saying the referee's given a foul there. I don't think that's a foul. I think Ruben Diaz got caught on the ball. Can't be dilly-dallying here, Ruben. Come on, City. Come on, City. But yeah, there's no better way of winning the league than doing it with your own people, you know what I mean? With City and City fans. Because I remember when we won it last year, the Friday night, Arsenal losing to Forest. I mean, I love winning the league, don't get me wrong. And we entered into the next games just like, celebrating a little bit. But like to win it on the day, going to the wire, that's the best way to win a league. The best way. So we may look back at it fondly, but don't get me wrong, right now my heart would much rather this league already be done and dusted and we've already won. But we may look back at this season thinking, that's a great ball. Kevin De Bruyne is just slow. He's not getting on the end of that. You're absolutely right, whoever it was saying he's slow. He is. I agree with you. I said it as soon as he came back from his injury. He was never getting on the end of that. That's a ball for Kyle Walker. MCFC, you're absolutely right, mate. Jonny, typical City having us stress this much over this game. Sorry. Well, I mean, if ever there was a game to stress about, it's this one. I'm doing my best to try and remain positive here, but it's a foul referee. I'll take it. I'm claiming it. I'm claiming it. But I think Pedro Porro won the ball there. No, yeah, it's a foul all day long. All day long. He's a good player, isn't he? Pedro Porro. Right. Free kick. Is it going to be an in-swinger from KDB or an out-swinger from Foden? You got to go with the De Bruyne in-swinger here, because you can just... They're the sort of crosses that can generate a bit of luck. And I feel like this is that game where we need a bit of luck, because we're rapidly approaching half-time here. And Phil Foden's chance, that's it. That's all we can speak about. De Bruyne, it is all the way over. It's shite. It's shite. He's just lofted. Vicario's just like, oh, as soon as it left his boot, Vicario was like, that's mine, thank you, all day long. Gathers it. It's so easy. Oh, you got to whip it, mate. What's that Kevin De Bruyne ball? It's so used to seeing it. He whips them, Kevin De Bruyne. When do you ever see him not whip it? When do you see De Bruyne just dink it like that? And here comes Spurs, all from that free kick that was absolutely shocking. And Gvardiol, again, Josko. Go on, mate. Fucking have him, Josko. Driving forward like that. Pings one out to Bernardo Silva. Love that from Josko. At least someone's turned up to the party. Josko, and the ball from Bernardo Silva's deflected and Vicario collects it. Josko's the standout performer in this first half for me. And that's worrying because he's a defender. That's not what we want to be saying. We want to be talking about the attacking players and the damage they're doing to Spurs, not the defending that Josko Gvardiol's had to do, which he's had to do quite a bit, which is frustrating. Possession, 54% to Spurs. City have got 46% of the ball. What are we doing, Blues? I'm sorry, I know you're saying I'm stressing you, Jonny, but I'm describing what I'm seeing. And my nerves and my stress has risen, and I felt like we weren't controlling this game. And that stat that's just popped up on the corner of my screen has helped me understand why I'm feeling like this. But here comes Josko Gvardiol now, left-hand side. Dummies the cross onto his right foot. Thinking about it, plays it calmly back to Kovacic. Kovacic now, nearly got caught on it, but gets it to Akanji. Rodri just fucking... shakes his head and looks at the grass and walks off. He's only got himself to blame. Rodri just smashes it out for a throw-in. Poor touch. Therefore, he had to stretch for it. And because he's stretching it, he doesn't get the technical side of his pass right. And out for a throw-in. It's been poor from City. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. It's been poor. Rodri, though, second chance to redeem himself. That's a foul, referee. No, not given, though. Kevin De Bruyne got to give that to Phil Foden. He does. Foden across the face of goal. It's Haaland at the back post. It's Bernardo Silva. And it's saved off the line. Corner. It wouldn't have counted anyway. Foden was offside. It wouldn't have counted anyway. And don't tell me these players are not playing for it, because Dragusin, who's just saved it off the line, is just fist pumped in the air, celebrated like a madman. And it's half time. Get them into that dressing room, Pep. They need words, mate. They need words. Because they are not playing anywhere near to the best of their ability. Nowhere near. And it's concerning. We need a pep talk. You, Tony, we absolutely do. Drop a like on the video if you haven't already. There's nearly 400 of you watching and 160 likes. If we could get that to 200 before the second half, that would be great. Really would. Jeff with the super chat. Thank you very much again, Jeff. You're a top man. Josko, mate. Easily to motivate someone to do something they've never done. Then you motivate someone to do something they've already done. We need Pep. You're absolutely right. That's a good point. He's one of the few players, the only, Kovacic as well, who hasn't won a Premier League in a Manchester City shirt. So, yeah, he's playing like he wants it. But I don't think the players are not playing like they don't want it. I don't think it's a case of effort. I think it's more of a case of nerves. And that guy is, how old is Josko? 21? Is he 22 yet? Pretty sure he's still only 21, which is a frightening prospect. That alone, just the future of Josko Gvardiol. But he's playing with the maturity of a veteran 28-year-old defender. Just assured, composed. And, whereas your Kevin De Bruyne's are playing like a kid who's lost in a park. Do you know what I mean, Kevin? You've got to do better, mate. This is the thing with football fans, and what pisses me off more than anything is, if you do know me, I like to think by now you'll have recognised that I don't care what your name is. I don't care what your reputation is. I don't care if everyone in the world loves you. And I don't care if everyone in the world hates you. I don't. Kevin De Bruyne has been poor lately. Really poor. Well off it. Nowhere near good enough in games. And this first half, he was bang average at best. And I mean, that's a compliment. Because he's been giving it away left, right and centre, getting caught on the ball. I don't want to even talk about his speed, because that's not his game anyway. It's the stuff you want Kevin De Bruyne to do, the things we've come to expect from Kevin De Bruyne. He's not doing them either. I can't have a go at him for being 33 and losing a yard of speed. It's like, be quicker. How? What sort of criticism is that? Like, how can we? If you're going to criticise someone, you need to give the solution. What's the solution to De Bruyne not being quick enough? There is a solution to dilly-dallying on the ball, not taking it in your stride, not concentrating on your first touch. Your delivery into the box needs to be whipped in rather than dinked all the way to the back post. There's a solution there. Whip it. Do the right thing. Calm your nerves down a little bit. Have a cup of CBD or something. Whatever that is that calms you down. I don't know. Hemp. I don't know. Have a fucking spliff. Something to calm these guys down. I need a fucking spliff at this rate because I am fucking fired up at this point. Fuck's sake, City. I'm not convinced by that first half performance in the slightest, and I'm really worried. But Pep, hopefully, do his thing, take him out into that second half, send him onto the pitch with a totally different attitude, get an early goal at the beginning of that second half, and we're away. We are away. Oh, good to see you, Aaron. Feeler as well. Even our passes were bad. Yeah, the basic stuff. Jack, having a laugh. Good to see you, Jack. Adam's having a spliff right now. There you go. Send some down to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, mate, because they need to calm down. They look agitated. There was a couple of players, Kovacic and Rodri as well. Kevin De Bruyne I've nailed him to the wall, but I'm telling you, Kovacic is not getting. I mean, he's got a little bit of an excuse that most of my criticism towards Kovacic is slipping. Every time I've gone, it's because Kovacic has slipped. And that's like, again, it's like slipping. You can't really help that. Wear the right boots would be my advice. Rodri, couple of loose passes. That's about one really bad one at the end of the half there that even he was walking away shaking his head at himself. That's okay, fine. Yeah, we recognise that was a bad pass. But what's bothered me about his performance is his lack of spatial awareness in this game, which to me is nerves. He's received the ball sometimes from Edison, sometimes cut inside from Bernardo Silva or from Josko on the other side. Numerous occasions where Rodri's received the ball in the middle of the pitch and he's not recognised the space that he's had because I think he's expecting someone in the back of him immediately. And it's not been that way. They have been eventually pressing, but Spurs have left big holes in the middle of the pitch, and we've not really made the most of that. And when we get that ball in spacious areas, it's just a moment. It's very like Bambi on ice, isn't it? Like, panicking. And you can tell when a player's panicking because they take little footsteps, don't they? When they take little steps, you're like, he's shitting it. He is shitting himself. Do you know what I mean? When a player like David Silva gets the ball and his whole body is just stationary. Do you know what I mean? He's just still and he's just like relaxed, and he'll just look you in the eyes like, "What are you gonna do, defender? Because whatever you do, I'm gonna go the other way, mate." You know, that relaxed, calming, and that relaxing body language that you can have, that confidence on the ball that you can have, that spreads like a virus in both ways. For your own team to get that confidence is one, and then the opposition don't start flying in at you because they know that any moment you could knock it past them and do something because they know you're composed in the head. If you start Bambi on ice and like, tippy-tappying around and panicking, they know it and they'll sprint at you and force you to make a mistake. But we've got to up our game. James with the super chat. Thank you very much, James. Really appreciate that, mate. You've been an absolute legend throughout this season, James. And I'm hoping we can win a Premier League title together, mate. Not what I expected. Tale of two halves. First goal wins. Come on, City. And Russ as well. Good to see you in there with the super chat as well, mate. Much appreciated. Not bad first half, but distribution poor in the final third. This game is crying out for Doku, who can support Walker, Yosko. Need pace and someone to take their fullbacks on. We all need to calm down. Yeah, fair play, Russ. Me included. I do need to calm down, but I'm feeling it, mate. I'm absolutely feeling it, mate. But I don't agree with it. It was not a bad first half. I do think it was a bit sloppy for me. It was a bit sloppy. Understandable, though. You know, it's the nerves. It's the psychology side of the game that City have shown so much metal over the years, haven't we? We've shown so many times that we look unfazed. People look at the results and say City are unfazed. There's nothing rattles Manchester City. But I'd argue that the Fulham game, the Wolves game, the Brighton game, there was visible nerves in the first 10 minutes, as there were in this game. But those nerves have not been nullified in this game by a goal that will just, nice and relaxed. Get that goal, we knock it about, we don't need to force anything. Because we've not got that goal, the nerves have only grown, if anything. Anyway, I'm going for a pee before the second half starts. I'll be back in a minute, have a chat with the invisible man. Come on, City. Fucking have them. Come on, City. Right, I'm going to try and be calmer, trying to be a little bit more relaxed. But if you think this is me losing it, you haven't seen anything yet. Wait till we're shit. One day, Manchester City will be not quite as good as we are right now. Not shit, but... And then, yeah, there is a side to me that you haven't seen yet. So when I really lose it. But come on, we can do this. We can absolutely do this. I feel like we just need a little moment. It's either a magical moment of brilliance from one of the many, many superstars on our team, or a bit of luck. That could be a deflection, a mistake, a refereeing decision, something like that. Something like that. Jonny, thoughts on Diaz this season? Mixed, Renderex, to be honest. Very mixed. I feel like he's There's one of the best attitudes ever, I think. I love Diaz's attitude. He seems like a really, like a good boy, like Pep likes. His attitude's been brilliant. There's been moments he's been really solid. But I don't think it's been his best season, no. I don't think it's been shocking, but I don't think it's been his best either. Just a bit, peaks and troughs a little bit here and there. And that first half was okay. A couple of really sloppy passes from him, touches and stuff. A bit of a miscommunication between Diaz and Kyle Walker as Walker flies down that right wing. Diaz thinks he's still there. And it's a schoolboy error, isn't it? That's that between the two of them. It's not just Diaz. That's communication. But, that split second where you see a player, you put your head down to look at the ball you're about to pass, and then when you pass it, you look up again and the player's fucked off. That happens all the time in football, so I don't want to be too critical of it. But at this level, you don't see it that often. But yeah, and in answer to your question, Mix, what do you think, mate? Let us know your thoughts, Rendrex. Bernardo needs to be subbed. Delete. He's not been great, to be honest. I must admit, coming down that right-hand side, he's had a lot of space as well, and he's not really done anything with it. Could be better from Bernardo Silva, and I mean, if you're going to bring someone on, it's probably going to be Doku, isn't it? But then would you push Foden onto the right and Doku onto the left, or keep Doku on the right? Doku against Van de Ven, I don't really want to see that battle, because I think Van de Ven's got the better of him. On the other side of the pitch, though, Pedro Porro versus Doku, I feel like Doku might get the better of him. Because Porro's good, but there's just the physicality and the pace of Van de Ven will probably handle anything we send down there. I don't think there's a player that we've got other than Kyle Walker that's going to go toe-to-toe with him physically. Which is probably why we're seeing Gvardiol dropping so much and not getting as far forward as he has done lately, and Walker has come forward much more frequently. Shayshab, thank you very much for the super chat, mate. How you doing, brother? Must win today. Come on, City. Yep, I'm doing fantastic, mate. And it'll be even better if we bloody win, mate. Absolutely. And how are you doing, more importantly? Hope you're doing good. And yeah, must win. Absolutely. D, thank you for the super chat as well. Mr. Chair said he's confident. Did he? What are you saying, mate? What are you saying? Are we winning this game and what? We do? You'll never guess what... No, I'm fucking speaking like a children's puppet show. Anyway, how's your wallet doing, D? After your 50 quid bet last week? Hope it's recovered. And your hangover. Russ with another super chat. Thank you very much, Russ. You're an absolute legend. Also, I think Pep would be wise to bring on Núñez for Kovacic. He's got pace and could bring the ball forward quicker and hopefully open gaps up top. Interesting. I think we'd lose more control if we took Kovacic off, but that tactic would definitely be employable if we go 1-0 down, because I completely agree. Núñez, his ability to drive with the football is fantastic. I love watching Núñez dribble with that ball, but we've got players right now that I feel should be doing that job ahead of Kovacic. Foden's driven a few times. De Bruyne has as well. But yeah, I know what you mean. It would be an interesting move from Pep, because I think if we brought on Núñez, I think we would probably see more of an attacking threat. But I feel like the other way. I'm more worried. I'm thinking, because I'm defensively minded in my head, I'm always concerned about the other end of the pitch. It's why I would never be able to manage Manchester City, because I'm a defensive minded. I do well in Serie A, but yeah, I'm a much more of a defensive minded thinker. Protect what you can, you know what I mean? But and then do what you got to do at the other end of the pitch and let the magical players work their magic. But yeah, Núñez would definitely add an attacking threat, but also leave us a bit more vulnerable, and we've already been too vulnerable for my liking in this game. Núñez is going to be interesting for next year as well. I really want to see him shine, because Kovacic has proven that he's been worth every penny. We didn't. What did we pay for him? 15 million. Worth every penny. Was it 15? Pretty sure it was 15 million. Second half's about to get underway. Both teams are out. Yeah, come on. Thank you for the likes, everybody, as well. Really appreciate that. 223 likes before the second half is fantastic. Thank you very much indeed. 410 watching. Also, thank you. Brilliant. I thought it was 25. Yeah, I knew it was. Oh, Big M saying 30. I knew it was a 5 at the end, but that might be Euros, Big M. It's what everyone does with cities. Why are we having a little team talk at the start of the second half? We've just been in at half time. Why are we not talking about it there? We've come out and it's a bit, I don't know, I don't mind it at the beginning of the game. Last few words of motivation from Ruben Diaz are being spoken into the ears of all the City players in a little huddle. At the beginning of the second half, it's like we've just had a half-time team talk. Like, why didn't you say what you had to say there? Seems a bit for show to me. Anyway, game's about to get underway and it's going to be Kevin De Bruyne to get us underway. 0-0. Let's get a goal and win this football match. Can you imagine like a last-minute winner or something? Right, game's underway. Ball all the way back to Ederson. Come on, City. Come on, City. And it's good to see you as well, Big M. Hope you're good. And Ryan. Stefan as well. Enjoy the game. Back to shouting at the TV. That's right, mate. That's what we're here for. Ah! Fucking shit. Ah, you twat. That's what we do. That's what we love. That's what we pay a ridiculous fee every year to Sky. Some probably don't, but I do. De Bruyne down that right wing. Is that a corner ball? He's thinking about it. Goal kick, and that's eye for an eye, I think, there, because that was probably a corner ball that we didn't get, but we got one that we shouldn't have got in the first half. Same linesman. Seems to be a bit of a dickhead down that right-hand side. Mr. Linesman. I hope it doesn't go to a last-minute winner. 100, yeah, Clara. Right now it would be awful, but imagine the scenes if we did it. I'll be in trouble. I've got a 11-month-year-old baby asleep in a room nearby. Ball into the middle. It's going to be Kevin De Bruyne. Shot! Saved! A massive save from Vicario, and Kevin De Bruyne nearly made it 1-0. It was a great save again. This goalkeeper can do one, mate. Vicario, who's got a mistake in him. He's been making that. It's not right in the corner. If De Bruyne gets that in the corner, he's not saving it. It's a savable height. Aaron, didn't you say KDB was shit? I've said there's a shit. There's a shit. There's a difference between being shit and playing shit. There's a big difference. But yeah, he's been playing poor in this first half for me. But that was a decent effort. Good, sharp, turned on the half spin. Could have got it in the corner, but at least he gets it bang on target. Forces a save, at least. Brings confidence getting shots like that. Ball nodded down the line by Phil Foden. He's got Romero wearing him like a coat. I mean, fucking hell, ref. He's trying to get up the arse of Kovacic there. How about dinner first, mate? Jesus Christ. Diaz. He's crowded. Does well. Kovacic lays it into Foden, who's got a little pocket of space. Should be driving there, Phil. Slowed the game down, passes it, and the Spurs are back in their shape. Big space for Kyle Walker on that right-hand side of the pitch. They're all bunched, very narrow. It's what I said in my preview. They're going to allow us to have that ball out wide. They don't care. They're all looking after Erling Haaland in the middle of the pitch. They've got Romero on him. You've got Pedro Porro pressing. And they shift across the pitch. And there's going to be so much ball in. And it's poor from De Bruyne. There's going to be something. De Bruyne is going to do something magical in this game. I'm hoping. Oh, no. Ball down the line. It's going to be Sarr. One-on-one with Ruben Diaz. Akanji gets back. Brennan Johnson on the overlap. Diaz has got to show some legs. That ball's gone near post. You've got to switch on. Bernardo! Near post ball. You could see Son bursting towards that near post. Waiting for the cross. Just look at Bernardo Silva on this replay. And Kyle Walker. Both of them there. In front, they have... Son is behind Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker's me. Son's here. Bernardo Silva's in front of Kyle Walker. Son runs past Walker and then past Bernardo Silva. I mean, Walker's really to blame there because he's the one who gets most of the vision in this situation. He's got to be shouting, Bernardo, step across, mate. You got to get across and block that cross. But Bernardo Silva was just praying that Son didn't get a better touch on it, because it could have been 1-0 Spurs there. But what's Bernardo Silva doing there as well? Wow, this is how open we are. Bernardo Silva playing centre-back temporarily. Fucking hell. I'm absolutely rattled here. Edison. Akanji. Does anyone think we can still win this league if we don't win the game? Let's say we draw. I mean, it's gone if we lose, isn't it? It's gone. It's Arsenal winning last day of the season. But does anyone think we can win the league if we draw this game? No. 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 No, says Franz. Calm yourself, Johnny, says Steve. I'm reasonably calm. I mean, he ain't seen nothing yet, but... I mean, what's the scenario? If we draw this game, we're 3 goals behind, which means we've got to win 4-0. Because Arsenal, and then it comes to goals scored, because Arsenal will win 1-0. And to gain on that, we've got to score 4 without reply, which is doable, but hoping that Son's coming forward. Shot, it's blocked by Ruben Diaz. Getting worried. Getting worried. Arsenal win 1-0 at Everton and we win 5-0. Ryan, that would be absolutely beautiful. Foden gets stuck in again. He's won the ball though. Against Romero. There you go, down that line. He's beaten Bentancur. He's looking for options. He's dinked it in. And there's someone... Oh, it's between De Bruyne and Haaland. The ball for Foden sort of drifted. And it's De Bruyne to the byline. Ball across. Haaland! Haaland! Yeah! Yes! Fucking yes! Having a squashy. Fucking squashies. Oh, why there's a bag of squashies on the floor? But it's 1-0 Manchester City. Is he onside? Kevin De Bruyne. It's close. Fucking hell. Hey, De Bruyne with the assist. There you go. There you go. I've been absolutely slagging him off all game. And he's popped up with an assist. Hopefully he's onside. It looked onside to me at first, using the eye test. Fucking hell. I think it's given. I can't see. They're not telling us. Oh yeah, game's underway. 1-0. Can't believe it. I can't believe it. You know, absolutely buzzing. Right, safety first now. Safety first. So what do? Send Ruben Diaz down the right wing. That's it, lads. Safety first. Centre back. Ruben Diaz, off your pop, mate. Down the right wing. Get a cross in. Fucking hell. They don't do half measures, do we, at this club? We just go for it. Go for everything. Now it's in our hands, Steve. Lee, and relax. City fans going wild. Good to see. Good to see. Spurs fans with a little wry smile. I was kind of hoping the whole stadium would erupt. Manchester City beats Spurs and it's a pitch invasion by the Spurs fans. Would love it. Something's gone on here though. What's going on here? Referee's getting involved. What's going on here? Why is this kicking off? Like, I thought there was something going on. I've lost my head here. I've absolutely lost my head. Not going to lie. I completely needed to plug a few wires back in, I think. Rodri, big header. Get underneath it, mate. Power, fucking have it, Rodri. Love that shit. Get in. Smash him again. Ricocheting around. Bernardo Silva just boots it out aimlessly, really. No one there on the left wing. It was just a bit of panic there from Bernardo Silva. There's a long way to go before we can start playing football like that, Bernardo, because he's just absolutely leathered it out into no man's land, really. That's a point as well, Oliver. We've scored in the Premier League at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Gary, you were 25 minutes out of sync. Now, that is a large omission there, mate. You've definitely... a bit of a brain fart there, but Gary. 25 minutes. Not like 2 minutes, even 5 minutes. 25 minutes. No way. Well, I hope you're synced up now, mate. Now, time to score 2. Clara, you're 100% right. Real flanker, get in, City. Right, calm down now. Ruben Diaz getting back. Kanji helping. Ooh, Edison. Sorry, I thought Kanji's ball was a bit slow, but... I'm worse watching it on TV, you know. I'm much calmer in the stadiums. I don't know why. I've always been like that. When I watched the odd game when I was... last year, for example, I didn't go to any away games last year. I used to go all the time, but children and all that. Ball, and it's going to be out. Is it? They brought a sub on as well. Is that Kulichevsky? Yeah, they've brought Kulichevsky on. Bentancur's come off. Shit. Kulichevsky's a really good player. Bentancur, fucking hell. Oh, shit. He's just absolutely battered the chair. He's smashing the bench to bits. And he's smashing bottles on the floor. He's lost his head. I mean, don't tell me that he doesn't want to win this match. The way he just smashed that bench to bits then because he got subbed off. Probably more at the performance, what's gone on, rather than the substitution. Maybe it's, I don't know. Either way, he cares. Don't tell me that these players are not playing their hearts out. Kovacic, get rid! And he has. Well done. Foden, get rid! And he's got caught on it. Pedro Porro. I can't do this. There's too much time to go for me to be losing my head like this. De Bruyne, foul, referee. Yeah, I'll take that. Take that. Oh, he's really hurt as well, De Bruyne. He's really hurt. Oh, shit in hell. He's really hurt. Oh, he's writhing around in pain. What are we doing here, ref? Are we going to send him off for that? What are we saying here? Because De Bruyne is absolutely screaming his head off. Oh, no, it's all right. It's the Achilles. It's the Achilles. Ah, no. It's an accident. It's not a red card. It's an accident. He's just smashed his Achilles, and if that's an Achilles, if that's snapped, you're done, mate. That's the end of your career. He's fucking dribbling, mate. He's seething. Kevin De Bruyne is literally seething in pain to the point where dribble just came out of his face. If he snapped his Achilles, his career's over. If it's that bad, the way he's moving, Achilles is you're done, mate. That's at his age now. You're finished. Fuck's sake. Looking at the replay now for the goal, not the tackle. It was a lovely ball from Bernardo Silva to send Kevin De Bruyne down to the byline. And it's really simple football, to be honest. Really simple. Basic stuff that's calm football players do. Ange Postecoglou losing his head there. Absolutely losing it. Opportunity for Nunes. Is that the Spurs fans doing the Poznan? No way. Get it going, lads. Get it fucking going. Give it some of that. My fucking chair's going to break in a minute. Oh. He looks all right, you know, Steve. He's suddenly... I don't know. His face, I mean, I wasn't over-exaggerating how much pain he looked like he was in. But he's on his knee now, tying up his boot again. So hopefully if it was an impact on his Achilles, that it is just impact. There's no tendon been torn or snapped, which is end. If you've like stretched it or pulled it a little bit, then yeah, you can come back from. Nah, he's limping, mate. The fact that he's walking makes me think he's not snapped it. You wouldn't be able to walk, would you? You'd be done. But the way that it was Sarr's boot just lands right on the Achilles of Kevin De Bruyne, and he absolutely loses it. And I've just lip read him. He went, "That's a fucking red card." I've just lip read him. Still not good. No, doesn't look good, Steve. How long has this gone on as well? Like 3 minutes as well. So we're going to have a huge amount of stoppage time now as well. And that's the momentum gone as well. Like, we were playing good football. We'd scored a goal. We were using the buzz. Is De Bruyne coming back on? No way. Buzzing if he does, but I mean, is it worth it? You know? Akanji now, being pressed. They're going to win it as well. No, they're not. Well done. Gvardiol gets back. We're in our own corner flag here, trying to keep the ball. Goal kick, goal kick. Right. Right, an hour is gone. 30 minutes to go. De Bruyne looks like he is coming back on. Let's have a look at how he runs. This is the real test, isn't it? If you can jog. Step 1. Complete. Can you sprint? And if you can't, get off. We don't need heroes right now. Not those sort of heroes. We need sensible heads. Calm heads. It's not a Champions League final, De Bruyne. This isn't the game for worrying about missing it. Ruben Diaz playing it at the back with Edison. Can someone explain to me what the advantage of that is? I would love to understand if someone could explain why Ruben Diaz takes the goal kicks when Edison stands right next to him and he passes it to Edison. I don't get it. Is it a potential other opportunity? De Bruyne is moving okay, so. But here comes Spurs. Maddison, he's in the penalty area. He's going to get a cross in. And it's been blocked by Bernardo Silva. Corner ball. Time wasting. No, it's not time wasting because we were doing it in the first half, Steve. No, there will be a reason. Pep will have a reason. I just don't know what it is. And I'm. This is the thing. You tend to have a go at things you don't understand, and I don't understand it. If someone can explain it to me. Ball in. Walker nods it over everybody, and it's coming all the way down this side towards the opposite corner flag now. Højbjerg. Kovacic closing down Kulichevsky. Great ball in. Edison. Oh, fucking hell, ref. Romero has just absolutely clattered Edison. Massive goalkeeping from the big Brazilian there. He's Brazilian. We think he's fucking brilliant. Fucking hell, ref. He's gone. He's out. He's out cold. That's Romero. That's a yellow card. Can you get the clock updated? What's wrong with it? What, is the clock not working? Let us know if the clock's working. Seems to be working for me. It's ticking away. Clock is working for you, section. Clock's fine, Big M. 63 minutes. Oh, that's a point. It's not in sync at all, is it? You're absolutely right. I clicked it at the right time. Fucking hell, yeah. No, you're absolutely right. I will sort that out. Sorry. 62... 50. When it goes to 50, I'll click start. Right, clock's in sync now. Yeah, I don't know why I literally clicked go when Kevin De Bruyne kicked the ball for the start of the second half. I don't know what happened there. Apologies. But yeah, it was never meant to be 63. It's only just turned 63 now. You've got me paranoid about my clock now. I'm like, every second I'm like, fucking what? Fucking what? Fucking what? Anyway, what is going on with Edison? I'm sweating buckets, mate. It's bloody hot. Kevin De Bruyne, Pep Guardiola has got a nice big woolly jumper on, his little good luck jumper. Was it a yellow card for Romero? Well, that's, I mean, it's hard to give him a red for that because he's got to go for it, hasn't he? He has to go for that ball. And it is more of a coming together. But the force he went in was a bit excessive. It was a bit excessive. But fantastic from Ederson to show the bravery that he always shows, going in like that. I love that. Now we've got to make sure that he's all right. Ortega's warming up. And that's the good thing about Manchester City is our two goalkeepers are world class. In different ways, but both equally quality. Wesley's got sweaty palms. Someone's getting a yellow card on the bench. I've got sweaty everything, mate. Sweaty bum time. It's not squeaky bum time, it's sweaty bum time. It is going to be a 100-minute game, Steve. You're right. This is going to drag in it as well. That stoppage time. Imagine 1-0 down and 11 minutes of stoppage time has been added on. Fuck. Be torture. See, this is the flaw in the whole rule of when you get a head injury, the rules are you've got to go off and stand there for 30 seconds like a lemon, and then the referee goes, right, you can come back on now. But you can't really do that with a goalkeeper, can you? Because there's only one of them, and they're pretty important. Ederson slipped with his kick. First thing he does, with probably a concussion, and he slips on his arse. So that's not a good start. But since the goal, it's been a very... I mean, I haven't seen any football for about 10 minutes. It's just been injuries, and Kevin De Bruyne is getting Achilles, like, smashed. Ederson's been absolutely obliterated. Can we play some football now, lads? Come on. Oh. That's a good point. Jonny. The one time Ruben Diaz doesn't take the kick, Ederson's taken the kick while he's just been concussed. That's probably the one time Ruben Diaz should have taken it, yeah. But I'd love to know what it is. It's confusing. Because normally you have the keeper and your centre-backs go to the edges of the area, the sides of the area. And Ortega's coming on. Your centre-backs go to the sides of the areas, don't they? I don't get why you need to bring them so close. De Bruyne's touch was a poor one there. Bernardo Silva with a lovely little dink over the attempted tackle of Højbjerg. He's coming down the left. He's got to turn round now. Checking that bloody clock again. Kovacic receives the ball off Walker. It was a poor ball, but he's going to somehow just keeps the ball. He gets that ball back to Ederson. Ederson's thinking about what he's going to do with it. He gets the ball into Akanji. Akanji feeds it into Kevin De Bruyne. Could have turned there. De Bruyne. Two Spurs players on either shoulder went past him. And he could have, if he realised that, he could have turned. But that's easy to say up here with a big, beautiful camera angle. Spurs now. Knocking it about. Maddison. Pedro Porro coming forward. Walker, calm, chest back to Ederson. Slowing the game down now, City. Not really the time for it. We've got too long to go. Doku coming onto the pitch. Who for? Probably Bernardo. Ortega's coming on with him. Is it going to be Bernardo or is it going to be De Bruyne? And then bring Bernardo into midfield to play in De Bruyne's position, potentially. Foden goes down. Take that. Well played. Clever. Mature from Phil Foden to recognise that the team needs a free kick and get us up the pitch. Oh, I swear De Bruyne was injured in like the 55th minute. Ever since then, Ederson's fuming. I don't think he feels like he shouldn't be coming off. Having another look at this tackle here. Yeah, I don't think you can be asking for a red card for that, to be honest. It's unfortunate, but Romero's gone for the ball, really, waiting for that ball to come through, and it is a coming together. I can't see that being a red card. I think a yellow card's fair, and it is Kevin De Bruyne coming off for Doku. Not surprised at that. A lot could be to do with the potential injury. Pep's having a word with Ederson, and Ederson is not happy at all. He's completely... Oh, he's lost his shit, Ederson. Now he's smashing the bench to bits. That poor groundsman at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. He's got 2 benches to fix now. Bentancur fucked up the other bench. Ederson's now... He looks like he's in tears, mate. Absolutely fuming, Ederson. Right, Ortega, first touch. He lumps it forward and gives it away. That's the side of his game that needs a bit of work, in my opinion. Doku, who's playing in the middle of the pitch. Are we serious? Jeremy Doku has come on for Kevin De Bruyne, and he's playing in De Bruyne's position. I don't agree with that in the slightest. And it's Bernardo Silva who's out on the right wing, and he's got the ball from a lovely pass from Rodri, and he's coming into the penalty area. Come on, Bernardo. Gets onto his left. Foden leaves it. It's going to ricochet. Oh. It's away. Sarr gets that ball up the field. Brennan Johnson brings it down. Kovacic, that's a foul. Spurs looking for a quick one. Kovacic gets in the way. It's going to be a yellow card. It's going to be a yellow card. Yep, you can't do that, Matteo. Sorry, mate. He blocked the quick free kick. Brennan Johnson gets the ball, trying to take a quick free kick, sending probably Son. Can't see who he was trying to pass to, but he looked like he was going to take that quick free kick. Son steps in front of him. Ederson's in tears. I think he is. He looks really upset. Random. Haaland scored an important one. He absolutely did. The thing is with Haaland, you could say all of his goals are important, because when a goal's not important, but I know what you mean, in games that are like of this magnitude. Last season, Haaland really didn't score that many goals in big moments of the season, did he? He just consistently delivered in the first like 90% of the season. Ball into the middle, it's Kulusevski. Rodri gets a foot on it. It's going to ricochet. Ortega with a big save. Big save. Oh, God. There goes the throat. Jesus, I'm all over the place. Come on, City. Kulusevski gets a bit lucky that the ball even comes back to him, to be honest, but Ortega with a massive, massive save. We might need a few more of them if the game continues like this. But that's big. It almost like goes under the legs of Ortega, but he turns round and the ball sat there waiting. Doku gives it away. Gets the ball back after Kovacic wins it. Doku now, dribbling, trying to do something, but he can't be doing that there, mate. He's not. This isn't the. I don't get why Doku's come on to play in the middle. I mean, you've got Bernardo Silva, who's a fantastic ball carrier and a fantastic ball retention player. You know, he sees pockets. He's clever. He's cute. Doku's explosive. I don't know why you'd put him in that position. He's now on the left, which I'm happy with that. Doku, left side of the pitch, going to the byline, whips it over everybody. Vicario gets a touch to it. It's going to be a corner, isn't it? Linesman, have you seen it, you bellend? Yeah, you have. Linesman's fucking clueless. He gave one corner to City when it wasn't, and he gave Spurs a corner when it wasn't. Or whatever it was, the other way, just getting it wrong. Foden coming over. Sound is very low for you. It shouldn't be, mate, because I can see the little sound bar bumping up and jumping up and down for you, and if I get any louder, it's I've actually got a limiter on, so it shouldn't be loud for you, quiet for you. Corner ball. Foden. It's a deep one. Nah, it's going to be a difficult one. Yeah, it's cleared. Kovacic, just side foot, hopeful, get it back into the danger zone. It's gone out for a goal kick. Marie suggests turning it up. Private. It's excellent advice from Marie. Yeah, sorry, Private. It should be working fine for you. And if it's not, what are you watching it on? You watching it on a TV or a phone or PC, whatever? I don't know. Is that you've only got me, Gordon? I'll do my best to describe it, mate, but I'm getting caught up in the emotion of it to commentate as accurately as some might want me to. But I'll try my best, mate. Spurs. Got the ball now. Sarr in their own half. Looking to prod and probe. I'd hate to be probed. Wouldn't be good. Højbjerg. Spurs have slowed the game down here. City have gone into a bit of a defensive shape. We're not really pressing. We're stood on the halfway line now. Ball's back with Vicario. City are not pressing. I like it. Good. 15 minutes to go plus 700,000 minutes stoppage time. And the ball's in. Akanji with some unbelievable defending. I love you, Manuel Akanji. You are an absolutely sensational defender, mate. You really are. He's not the quickest. I'd say Brennan Johnson's probably got the beating of him in a foot race. He doesn't need a foot race, mate, because he positioned himself 5 or 10 yards to have the advantage to begin with. And then he just leans on Brennan Johnson, and he's like that ball, and just lets it run across his body and gets all the way through to Ortega. Love it, love it. Bernardo Silva, lovely ball from Josko as well. Diagonal ball across the whole pitch. Finds Bernardo. Rodri now. Back with Diaz. Josko. Inside to Kovacic. Doku's on the left, where I much prefer seeing him. Fuck off, fly in my face. Doku onto his right foot. He's got no options there, really. Haaland's gone to the back post, and Foden sort of drifting on the edge of the area. We're gonna do well to get a goal out of this, lads, because there's 6 Spurs players in the box with only Haaland just like walking about in there, like he doesn't really know what to do. And that relationship is a relationship I want to see improve massively. Is the Doku and Haaland relationship. We need to see way more than we have done this season, because I think those two together could be a force, that just an unstoppable force. You know, if Haaland learns when Doku's going to run with it and cross it, or when he's going to cut back with it, because I don't think Doku knows. Doku's making it up as he goes along. He's a free spirit. He's wild. He's feral. Do you know what I mean? It's like, fucking dribble anywhere. Rah, off I go on a mad one. Entertaining, but we need to have that understanding. Haaland needs to know when you're going to make that run. Because if Haaland makes that run and you cut back, Haaland is just going to be, what's the point? What's the point? And then the relationship starts to dwindle, and neither of you know what you're doing, and it's frustrating. Haaland's giving it away though there. Trying to do some hold-up play that was all right to begin with, but the pass was never on. He's giving it away though. Spurs coming down the right-hand side. Kulichevsky. City have got a decent shape here. Kovacic and Rodri working together. If you look at them two, it looks like we've actually dropped Foden into midfield deeper. Much deeper, in truth. Alongside Rodri. So we've almost got 3 defensive midfielders in the look of this right now. City are camping a little bit, which I'm proud that they've shown the mentality to do it. You know, it's sensible. There's a long way to go though. If we can sort of absorb this pressure that Spurs are no doubt going to be throwing our way now, and get something on the counter-attack potentially. But who in our team? You've got Haaland and Walker and potentially Foden that's going to offer any. Doku as well, actually. So yeah, decent options for counter-attacking. But it's all Spurs right now. They've got the ball on the edge of the area. Maddison knocking it about. Dragusin, Højbjerg. They're being pushed away, but the long ball over the top. Brennan Johnson in acres of space down this right-hand side. Ball in, blocked by Jeremy Doku. Well done, Doku, but he's limping. I think he's caught his ankle a little bit funny there. Corner ball to Spurs. You, Tony, Man City, let's get one more. 100%, mate. Good to see you as well. Hope you're good. I wouldn't quite call it a low block, Bendive, but it's definitely defensive. And you know, what did we see against Inter Milan? Corner ball taken quickly. Kulichevsky's going to whip this. It's over the bar. It's over the bar. I still think that West Ham game's nowhere near as comfortable as people think it is. Nowhere near. And it won't be the first time as well, because we played West Ham on the final day of the season with Pellegrini, didn't we, if you remember that? And it was Samir Nasri getting us off to a lovely 1-0 lead with a driven shot into that bottom corner. And then I think it was Vincent Kompany in the second half who pokes in from a corner when it was bobbling around in the area, and Vincent Kompany made it 2-0. Game over. City win the league. Liverpool go home and cry. And hopefully we can see it the same, except Arsenal crying rather than... Well, Liverpool are probably crying as well. Everyone's crying, really. Everyone except City fans and Spurs. Everyone's sick of us. Like, I love it. They're fucking sick of us, aren't they? Rodri's... Oh, fucking hell, Rodri. He's been booked, hasn't he, Rodri? Maddison's writhing around in pain now. Has Rodri been booked? Hey, imagine a red card, Rodri. It's not a yellow. It's not. And what, Maddison? Why is he rolling around like a shithouse? Get up, mate. Yeah, the thought of losing Rodri to a red card, suspended for that West Ham game, can you imagine? That is a nightmare scenario. City fans looking nervous there. Long ball over the top. That's yours, Ortega. You thought about it, you didn't come. No! Ortega with the save. And he gets it away. Ortega, mate, I saw you. You thought about it. You dilly-dallied. You should be coming for that ball. You should be coming for that ball. There was a long ball over the top, and if he comes out, he made the decision to come, then he stopped and went back, and that causes chaos. He made the save in the end, thankfully. Got back onto his line. But Kulachevsky causing problems. His substitute appearance has been a good one so far for Tottenham. And he looks to be the main man to cause a problem for Manchester City. If we can win that ball now. Haaland's fucking send him, Phil. Oh, I can't believe he's not sent him first time there. Phil Foden normally sees that pass. He normally sees, and he knows it. He knows it. He's sprinting back like a madman to get that ball back. He doesn't want to be to blame for this. But he should have sent Haaland away way quicker than this. Ball in. But not blocked by Bernardo Silva. Sarr gets another chance. Well in, Kyle Walker, and he wins the free kick as well. No, he doesn't. What the fuck, referee? I mean, Kyle Walker ran away then, like, yeah, I dived. So maybe I fell for it. Referee didn't, I don't know. But Brennan Johnson coming forward. Josko. Kovacic gets a touch on it. Maddison. Bernardo Silva heads it away. Højbjerg. I hate all the words coming out of my mouth. Every word is a Spurs player. Fuck's sake. Maddison. Højbjerg. Maddison again. We're hanging on here, lads. It's not chance after chance, is it? But it's pressure. Proper pressure now from Spurs, this. Doku. Gvardiol. Lovely. Composed. Finds a little pocket of space for Rodri, and Rodri can bring it forward now. Gets it out to Bernardo Silva, who's got space to bring it forward. Let's make it 2, and that's the game. Come on, he's slowed it down. He's got no one up with him. City have set up shop. They've set up shop on the edge of the area. They're not really looking at getting forward, and they're going to pick the moments when they do. Maybe one like this. And it's not. It's not going to be the moment. Ball over the top, looking for Doku, was under hit and nodded back to Vicario by Pedro Porro. And they're coming forward again now. Højbjerg. Still in their own half, Spurs. 82 minutes gone. Clock is still working. Oh, poor touch from Kulachevsky. City have got the ball back. They're not looking to come forward, though. Immediately going backwards with it to Rodri and Kovacic. There you go. Forward ball to Silva. Kyle Walker on the overlap. Gets it. He's only got Haaland to aim for, so he doesn't go for it. That's wise. Well done, Kyle Walker. Keep the ball. We have the ball. They can't score. Simple as that. We win the game. Well done, Kyle Walker, for not crossing that ball. I thought he was going to have a little rush of blood and just whip it to about 5 Spurs defenders and Haaland on his own in the area. There was no way he was getting on the end of it. Rodri! Oh, and he's got the ball back to Diaz. Oh, fucking hell. Spurs are not giving up. I tell you what, they don't give a shit about Spurs fans and their desire to see City win the league ahead of Arsenal. They do not give a shit. And no one tell me that this Spurs team are not trying. I tell you what, there's one person who I know full well will be saying, oh, they're not even trying. They're not even trying. I don't even need to say his name. You know what I'm talking about. City, that's a foul. Play on, referee. Yeah, advantage, not really, though, is it? Because it's just Haaland and Bernardo Silva versus the whole of Spurs side now. He's gone back. That's a yellow card, by the way. Go back and give it. Because he pulled Foden back. That's a shirt pull. And who is it, by the way? Because there's a few players on yellow cards in this game. I can imagine a red card being dished out in this game. I'm just praying it's not a City player. Akanji now. Sensational from Akanji, knocking that ball out to Bernardo. I'm loving Manuel. I'm loving him. Into Kovacic. Haaland, quicker, mate. Holding it up. Get that ball at your feet, mate. Does. Well done. Foden lays it on. Haaland's looking for a pass. He wants that ball. Josko's thinking about it. He's going to have a shot. Gets it to Doku. It's a poor ball from Josko. Josko knows it as well. He's having a little tantrum at himself there, jumping up and down in the air, throwing his arms about at himself, no doubt, because the ball to Doku, he had Haaland right down the middle, could have threaded it through the middle of Spurs' defence. Doku on the left, he dilly-dallied, thought about the shot, thought about the Haaland pass, eventually gives it to Doku and it was under hit. Lo Celso on for Sarr, Højbjerg off for Oliver Skip. Lo Celso's a good player. Oliver Skip, bags of energy. Bags of energy. We're going to see him closing down every single City player. So there is no dilly-dallying on this ball. Because he's going to be on you like a rash, mate. Oh, this is a fucking nerve-jangling exercise, this is. Doku. Linesman keeps his flag down. I can see him all the way over there. Doku keeps the ball alive, and it's Kovacic now. Back to Manuel Akanji. Another long diagonal ball from Manuel Akanji on the money to Bernardo Silva. Kyle Walker, Rodri, into Foden. Bernardo Silva now down the right wing. He's sprinting down that right. He's not really sprinting. He's slowed down and he's coming back to Foden. All the way back to Kyle Walker. Foden lays it off to Bernardo Silva, then gets on his bike. Doesn't get it though. Oh, Bernardo. And Josko makes a bad ball a good one. Kovacic nearly gives it away. A couple of sloppy passes sneaking in. Manuel Akanji's fucked it! Oh, no! No! Ortega! Yes! Right. How much have I fucking been praising Manuel Akanji? This is the last fucking time I praise a City player, because every time I diss them, they end up fucking scoring. Every time I praise them, they do something shit. Fuck's sake. Ortega with an absolute worldie, mate, of a one-on-one save, and that's why he's my number one goalkeeper for me, because this is the time of the season where you need a goalkeeper to be a goalkeeper. Doku foul. Fuck's sake, Manuel. How long did you want on that ball? One-on-one, son, and you're thinking the league's gone. The league is gone. And it all comes from 4 or 5 passes, by the way. Kovacic with a bad pass to Rodri that he has to stretch for. Rodri then dinks the ball back. It was all 4 or 5 bad, sloppy passes. Bernardo Silva's ball a minute ago into Josko Gvardiol. Gvardiol's got to track back and get in it. Turn a bad ball into a good one. Then Kovacic gets the ball. Pep falls on his arse. Can't believe it. He's fallen. And then Stefan Ortega has absolutely saved us, mate. Manuel Akanji, who's having an absolutely quality game, has just dropped a clanger that could have been the most costliest of clangers you've ever seen. Oh. You, Tony, the league is ours. Chill out, mate. I'm not chilling out. There's no way you do. You know what? There's no chilling out from me, mate. Fucking hell. Gent, who's over it, he can't anymore. You just can't do it anymore. Free kick to City, though. Can we get a second? Ortega, mate. That was bigger than a goal, that, to me. Do you know what I mean? In this situation, Foden's free kicks. Is it a good one? Not really. Cleared. Diaz trying to win it. Kovacic's coming in with a strike, and it's blocked. Akanji's going to block the attempted clearance from Maddison. Bernardo Silva's got it now. Down the line to Akanji, who's down on the right wing. We don't want you there, mate. It's 1-0 to Manchester City in the 88th minute. Can you please get back now? Get back, Manuel. No! Kyle Walker's giving it away and Phil Foden snaps. Maddison's going to get a yellow card. Worth it. Fair play. You take that. You take that. A bit of sarcasm there from Phil Foden. Didn't look happy at the refereeing decision, but yellow card all day long. Stefan Ortega, mate. I'm absolutely over the moon with him. I mean, he came out before. There was a little moment with Kulichevsky where I thought, I don't know why I keep doing this. I'm just hoping someone in my ear is going to tell me, like, oh, by the way, we're going to City have already won, and you're actually watching the wrong television. Like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm hoping for. Fuck's sake. Can't believe this. Oh, 500 in the building. Thank you very much for tuning in. Can you drop a like on the video if you've just joined, and consider subscribing as well if you're new? I know most of you are probably not Manchester City fans who are here to watch me squirm. And you are getting your wish because I am squirming. Walker with the throw-in. I mean, that clock, mate, is absolutely dragging. No one gives a shit about your advert for Manchester United versus Newcastle. Ball from Foden is a good one. Doku's going to win that, is he? Yeah, he is. He's one-on-one here. One-on-one. Jeremy Doku. Penalty! Yes! Come on! Come on! Let's bury this. Let's bury this. Doku. Wow. Jeremy with a bit of fancy foot. Yes, Jeremy Doku. Love that. Love that. That little, he's been doing it all year. That little wibbly wobbly, flippy flappy leg of his. And it's absolutely conned Pedro Porro of the Pedro Porro-ness has given a penalty to Manchester City. Score it. Come on, Erling. Can't deal with this. Can't deal with this. 10 minutes of injury time. This has to go in. This has to go in. It has to go in. Get them Doku emojis spammed. Ice has got the score. He knows the score. And then Haaland, when he puts this in the back of the net as well. Come on, City. Fucking come on. Haaland steps up. He smashes it into the top corner. And it's 2-0. Manchester City. Oh, we're still top. One more game to go. Let's fucking go. Fucking yes. Fucking yes. That's what this is about. Fucking come on. Fucking. Come on, City. Is that the first time you've seen me smile in this watch-along? Time to stop shaking. Mate, I'm going to be shaking. I knew full well. I asked the missus if she could take my lad to school tomorrow because I knew I'm going to be up all night. And there's no way I'm going to be able to do a watch-along. A match reaction again because my throat is fucked again. Just, but what was I going to say? I'm going to be up all night with adrenaline. Yeah, I won't be able to sleep now. Like, I'm just like literally shaking. Even though we've won the game by the looks of it. I mean, still. Khalid, mate. You're an absolute legend, Khalid. Khalid, get some W's in the chat for Khalid, mate, because that is a donation, mate, of unbelievable generosity. Khalid. Yes! I agree. I agree with that word. Fucking sweating buckets, mate. There's a fan over here. The whole time there's been a fan. Not on. It's not on. Now it is. Fucking hell. Get that fan over here. Fucking wafting. Jesus Christ. Don't know if you can hear it now. You've probably got a bit of background noise that's a bit... that's well loud, that, isn't it? It's like a fucking tornado. Like, fucking shit. Like, Jesus. Hey, Khalid, mate. That's super generous. You're an absolute legend. Yeah, that's one watch-along I'd like to see, is Expressions. I never heard of it. I mean, that's no disrespect to the guy, but I'd never actually heard of him before I started doing YouTube. There's a lot of YouTube. There was only a couple that I knew. City Extra, before I decided, right, I'm going to give it a go. City Extra, and no, Spurs are in. Fucking hell, it's corner ball. Mark Goldbridge, of course, United Stand, and that's football. And AFTV, of course. And I knew there was some Liverpool ones as well that I wouldn't, at the time, I couldn't remember their name. Now I know them all, because I'm obviously in the industry. You've got to look at what's going on in the space, as they say. Anyway, it's corner ball. There's a long way to go in this game, you know. It's near ball. It's cleared. It's going to be. Is it? Haaland, yeah, eventually clears it. Jesus Christ. And he's won a free kick as well. I'll take that. Mark, super chat. Love it, mate. It's like you've just said. Love it. Just love blues. Oh, God. Oh, mate. Haaland's off. Alvarez is on. I can't believe it. The year after this. That's what this is all about. Might not be a treble this year. But to do this after doing that, you don't see things like this. It's not a common occurrence. You're watching history. You say City have got no history. You live in it, mate. You're witnessing it. And this domination from City. We've not won the league, let's get it straight. But even if we don't, we've still dominated this era. If we don't win 4 in a row, it's not like, well, City haven't dominated. We have. We're talking about 2012 when it started. In 2024. I imagine most of you are going to live, let's say the average lifespan is 80 years old. And just think of being a little United fan or an Arsenal fan or a Liverpool fan. Let's say you live till you're 80. An eighth of your life has been watching Manchester City kick the fuck out of you. You know what I mean? To the point where those clubs have all gotten into bed with one another to get behind the whole, we're traditional football clubs. We did it the right way. Yeah, of course you did, mate. Yeah, of course you did. You didn't cheat ever. Not once in your history have you ever had any sort of controversial situations surrounding your football club, because you lot are angels. You're like the most perfect football clubs. And we are the ogres of English football. Yeah, eat shit, mate. We're top of the fucking league. Swivel on it. Fucking come on, City. Insects. Buzz in, mate. Good to see you. Thank you for the super chat. Well, West Ham. We got to do the business now. Sunday. Watchalong. I'm going to be more nervous than this. I'm telling you right now. It's not going to be. If you want to see calm, Jonny, I suggest waiting until next season. It's not a good advertising policy, is it, that don't watch the next one because I'm going to be screaming my head off. But yeah, do you know what I mean? There are some watch-alongs out there though that they scream at everything to the point when it's actually like, right, now is the time to scream. You've run out of screaming levels to go through. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've been calm most of this season. The odd occasion I've not been, definitely, but do you know what I mean? Now's the time to get worked up. It's the end of the season. It's what we're here for. City have done really well here, knocking the ball around really well. We've got the ball there. We're going to make it 3. Let's get that third goal as well, because third goal, level on goal difference, which means nothing. It means nothing. If we draw against West Ham, it means nothing, doesn't it? We need a 4th. Ball in. Doku with some unbelievable skill there, by the way, and I'm not giving him enough credit for his penalty as well. Brilliant from Doku to win that penalty. But it was fantastic. Jan, we need one more goal to equal. There you go. You're saying it myself there. You go. Yeah. We need one more goal to equal Arsenal for goal difference. 100%. The thing is, though, now I'm trying to do maths quickly, which has never been my strong point. I need to get my lad in there. He's brilliant. And he's 7. He's better than me. It doesn't matter now, because if we go level on goal difference and we draw the next game, that means we stay level. And if Arsenal win, they will inevitably go 1+. So we need 2 more for any sort of chance to draw the game against West Ham, and they win 1-0, and then it goes down to goals scored, if my math serves me well. I don't know. And I'm not sure what the goals scored column is actually at the minute, because I've been looking at goal difference the whole time. I could get a 3rd here though. There's 3 minutes to go. Doku's in the penalty area, bursting in on goal. They're going to give another penalty. Are they not thinking about Jeremy Doku's shot? Is saved by Vicario. It's not away either. It's going to be a corner ball to City. Hey, Doku's impact has been brilliant. He's come on here, and that little action, these little details, mate. Just look at the details we're talking about here. Stefan Ortega. Fucking Stefan Ortega with a big save. I said it 3-4 weeks ago, and I said it repeatedly, that this man is the sort of man you want between the sticks. And it's no dissing to Edison, because he was brave in that collision with Romero. And he's done nothing wrong in this game, Edison, whatsoever. A little flap here and there, but other than that, he's been solid. Really good from Edison. I just prefer, in one-on-one situations, in the title end of the business end of the season, there's going to be moments. They're looking at Ortega now, player of the match. It's a bit excessive. I mean, it's the moment. I get it. It's a bit of an emotional decision, that, and I'm not shy of making an emotional decision. I'm full of emotional decisions. Oh, they've given it away. Alvarez. I mean, Haaland scored 2, to be honest. Still, penalty and a tap-in. Oh, Doku nearly giving it away, but Ruben Dias boots it away. Can't believe this. Beatrice, I smell 3-0. You might be right, mate, because Bernardo Silva nearly gets it into Foden, but Spurs coming the other way now. Seconds remain. Surely there's only a chance for a consolation goal for Spurs and nothing that can actually take points off us. Surely. Well done, Walker. There you go. Gets back into his position. Something's gone on here. Oh, there's a foul before it. Gent, who's over it, breathing again. Every grey hair is worth every single minute of supporting City, section says. 100%. Giving it away, though. Alvarez is getting... Oh, it's... Nearly. Gvardiol a bit forward there. Offside, referee. Get your flag up. Offside. Lo Celso well off. Hey, look at them Spurs. I just watched the reaction to the offside decision by those Spurs fans, throwing their arms at the linesman. Good. So, can someone tell me if anyone's been accusing Spurs of down-toolsing or not playing for the cause? Because this team have put in a fucking shift. And Manchester City have gone up against a side that some people are going to paint the picture that, they didn't even try against you. They just rolled over and bent over backwards over a barrel so you could ram them up the arse and no one can say anything about it. Wrong, mate, because this Spurs side have absolutely turned up and they've been beaten officially because the Premier League is well and truly in Manchester City's hands right now. The final whistle has gone. Manchester City 2, Spurs 0. We go top of the league, 88 points. Goal difference on 60. It's not going to come into play, though, is it? It's not going to come into play. The players are all over to Stefan Ortega. And Manuel Akanji, he's not buying him a pint, he's buying him a crate. The minimum. I mean, these footballers, they give each other Rolex watches. In our world, if we owe someone a favour, we'll get you a pint. In their world, sorry about that, I'll buy you a Rolex. Do you know what I mean? That's what they do. But, yeah, anyway, Manuel Akanji owes Stefan Ortega a Rolex, I would say. Or maybe a car. I don't know. He owes him something because Akanji dropped an absolute clanger and Stefan Ortega has absolutely rocked up. And these celebrations are proper celebration. Excellent to see. But it's not done. It's not done at all. Edison's come onto the pitch and he's gutted. I'd like to see a little bit more positivity from Edison. I know he's probably thinking about his personal circumstances a little bit there, but your team, mate. The team has just done an absolute sensational thing. And I mean, he's got to be going over to Ortega and saying, well played, mate. Well played. They are a team. The goalkeepers, Carson included, they're a team. You know, training every day. They work together every day. They're friends. They work together. So Ortega and Edison, they got to be high-fiving after this game. But there's Erling Haaland clapping, walking over to the City players. And it's brilliant. Pep just punched Romero in the chest. It was in jest. It was a joke because Romero was smiling and joking. So someone will make something of that. There'll be some knob somewhere in the world will go, Pep punching Romero on the pitch. He's not a very nice man. Like, you know, it'll be that. It'll be some knobhead like that. But anyway, Pep doing his usual, coming onto the pitch and being a bit dramatic. I love it. I find it entertaining. We've done it. We've fucking done it. I can't believe we've gone to Spurs and won. They're singing champions again. I'm not ready to do that yet. Are you ready to do that? As City fans, we've become quite used to it and confident. But I've never been one. You know when teams ole, like ole, ole, and it's like 1-0, and you're passing it around really nicely, and it's like ole, ole, like that constantly. I've never done that because it's like I always feel like it's tempting fate a little bit. Because if you give it away and then like I don't mind doing it 4 or 5-0, but yeah, singing champions. You know when like I remember Arsenal fans congregated outside. It was only a small minority of them, but there was a congregation of Arsenal fans outside the Emirates when they were 8 points clear last season. We're gonna win the league. We're gonna win the league. And if that doesn't prove when to not sing that song until it's done, mate. Until it's done. You don't sing it until it's done. Right now, Kyle Walker can't get his shirt off. I know that feeling when you've been... All them muscles, mate. I know that feeling, mate. All them muscles and all that sweat. I know that feeling, mate. Ooh. Mine just slipped right off, no problem. But, yeah, Kyle Walker putting in a shift. Rodri's about to get interviewed. I'm not going to do a match reaction because I'm absolutely burnt out. My throat's on fire, as it always is. But I promise you, next year, guys, the content's going to be better. It's going to be more frequent. More of it as well. Better and more frequent is definitely the goal for next season. I've still tried to keep it to quite a few videos this year. Almost daily. There was a few days that I've missed. But ultimately, next year, I want to do more watch-alongs followed by match reactions again. This throat's going to sort itself out, I promise you. We'll be back to my best soon. Sanjeev with the super chat. You're an absolute legend. Not being bold by saying this, Jonny, but if Jeremy develops his final third game, then we are looking at a Vinny level talent. We just need to persist. And I completely agree, mate. I completely agree. There is a lot of hype around him from people in the know as well. You know, people like that you don't really have. I can't remember who it was. There was a couple of people in Jeremy Doku's history, coaches that have spoken, and I'm sure there was someone at City recently that said, and they were very subtle in the way they spoke about it, but when they spoke about Jeremy Doku, they were just like, yeah, you wait to see this guy. And that excites me, you know, and I believe in that. I believe there's so much talent there, isn't there? If he can just hone it and just be focused on that end product, wow. Yeah, Sanjeev, you're absolutely right. We'll have an absolute worldie on our hands. JRX, what a win. Thanks for the stream, Jonny. You're absolutely welcome, mate, and thank you for joining me. And for the super chat. Really, really kind. Take care, Jonny, you say. Wesley, you too, mate. Steve, good to see you as well, and hope you have a good rest of your evening. I'm sure you're all going to have a pretty good evening. Hannah as well. Clara, Section 20. Timmy, Inian, Shane, Big M, Adam Lee, Gary, Jeff. Jeff, mate. We've fucking done it, Jeff. Avik as well, good to see you. What a match, Jonny. Good stream, thank you. Paul as well, good to see you, Paul. Foden was a proper man today. He was, mate, and I haven't spoke about him today. He really was. He was everywhere today. Doing a lot of defensive work. There was a moment in the second half where he smashed Romero. It was Romero, and I mean, Kevin De Bruyne, touch wood, I hope he's all right. Fingers crossed. He's not been anywhere near his best, Kevin De Bruyne, and as much as that's excusable, I don't find bottling 50-50 tackles excusable. Now, let's not talk about too many negatives because we're going to get overly down about a situation that there's nothing to be down about. But that moment really irked me. You know, it pissed me off. Seeing Kevin De Bruyne, and there was an almost identical mirror image moment where Foden and Romero are coming together, and Foden didn't back out. He won the ball as well. He went through Romero. He didn't need to go through him. He didn't need to hurt him or anything, but he won the ball. He didn't bottle out of it, and that's what you're saying. He was played like a man, and I'm hoping Kevin De Bruyne's injury is fine. Hopefully we can see him play against West Ham. Curl one in the top corner to finish this season off with a Kevin De Bruyne worldie. Something like that would be absolutely delightful. Any win will do. But this party atmosphere needs to be short-lived. No need to... I don't want to put a dampener on anyone's feelings right now too much. Let's celebrate tonight. But we cannot disrespect West Ham. You know, David Moyes' final game as West Ham will be looking to go out on a high. But yeah, wow. What a moment this is going to be. If we... we will look back at the season as the game, really, won't we? Where it really was on the line and Manchester City did what was required of them. And I would love to see how Arsenal fans are feeling right now, because this could be another one of those seasons where it's like, what more do we have to do? I'm not going to lie, that makes me chuckle. It makes me chuckle. Spurs are turning the bloody lights off here. They're having a little tantrum. Groundsman's having a paddy. Right, no fucking partying in my house. Lights off. You know, it's like when your mum comes home from an empty house and she comes home early from a party that you've been having, and it's like, what's been going on in here? Turn the lights off. You're all fucking get out, fuck off. Everyone's celebrating. But yeah, on to West Ham. Wow, I'm just like, there's a lot of relief. Celebration and relief is a big feeling I'm feeling right now. It's not quite as much as celebration and more relief right now, because I'll celebrate it when we've won the league more. Definitely. But yeah, brilliant. Brilliant. Good to see you guys as always in the chat. You've been fantastic, and yeah, thanks for sticking with me throughout this season. We've got one more game to go in the Premier League, then of course the FA Cup final. You guys are absolute legends, and thanks for sticking around. There's still 330 of you listening to me absolutely waffle, but 361 likes is fantastic. Thank you so much for your support, guys, genuinely. I wish I could do something back, to be honest. Making videos, that's the best way. More of them, better ones, that's the best way, isn't it? Waffle on, Jonny. Section 20. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. Fucking hell. What the fuck? I want to soak it up a little bit more, but I can't keep talking. It's hurting too much. It's absolutely sensational. This really is. I can't believe it. Dumbfounded. But on to West Ham. Blues. Thank you very much, Paul. That's a really kind thing to say as well. Pundit of the season. Imagine if that was an award. It probably is somewhere. But I don't think I'll be getting it this year, but maybe one year if there was such a thing. But you never know. I don't consider myself a pundit. I consider myself a fan, really. But yeah, thanks for the compliment, mate. Very kind. Anyway, top of the league. Looking at that league table now, 88 points. We can finish the season with 91 points with a win. We're going to need it as well, because that's going to look so big as well. We reach the 90s and they're still in the 80s. It's going to look quite damning, even though it's like 2 points at the end of the season. It's going to look quite big on the table. On paper, it looks like, bang, that's what you got to do, mate. And this is a poor season. Well, not poor, but this is us not at our best. This is a transitional phase. So there's more to come. The transfer window that's round the corner. I mean, what could we do here? I mean, I don't believe we're going to win 5 in a row. I just can't see it because of how unlikely it is to win 4 in a row and to go and do it. To get 5? I don't even want to think about 5 right now. Obviously, next season rolls around, always comes around quick, and we'll be thinking about it. I'm sure we will. But let's get the 4th first. Let's get the 4th, and then we can talk about the 5th. But and I think the 5th will be decided on that transfer window, depending on how successful we are with the players that we want to go for. You know, if we go and get Paquetá and Wirtz and multiple players, Musiala, and who else have we been linked with? We've been linked with a few lately, haven't we? João Neves, potentially. Kimmich. These sort of players all come in, and we don't lose too many as well. That's the key as well, because we can't see... Bernardo Silva, he's going to need replacing. We've seen the damage of losing a player of his importance, and arguably, Bernardo Silva was, over the longevity, has been a bigger player than Gundogan over longevity. Gundogan's had his moments, like winning title moments, goals of ridiculous importance. So Gundogan goes down more fondly in the memory, I think, for most City fans, for moments of against the Villa, for example. But over the period of time, Bernardo Silva's just always been there and always been quality and always been good. He wasn't having his best game today, in fairness, but still good enough. And yeah. And he's going to be a difficult player to replace. He really is. So that's the only downside to the upcoming transfer window, because I think he's the one that's going to be gone. After that, we're looking at quality players coming in, and we're going for a 5th, potentially, hopefully. Let's get a 4th, though. West Ham, up next. Come and join me for the player ratings tomorrow. I'll get them out as quick as I can. And then there's going to be the watch-along as well on Sunday. I'll be doing a preview, no doubt. Anything else comes up, I'll be making a video. But anyway, guys, you're absolute legends, all of you. And I've really enjoyed my first proper year as a YouTuber, as Typical City, and doing these live streams has been sensational. And it feels like a moment to say that, show my appreciation. But there's you deserve more. So many of you have been consistently in the chat, have been brilliant, and I've really, really enjoyed speaking to you, genuinely. It's been so good. Anyway, fucking buzzing, absolutely buzzing. Take care, Blues. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll see you in the next one.